pro football in the spring, and it's a new league, the United Football League. It's where hope hovers for dream chasers and opportunities arise, and where you, the fan, will get unprecedented levels of access into this sport our country is crazy for. Kickoff weekend, it is DC and San Antonio. With that, we say hello and thanks for joining us. Alongside Sam Acho, I'm Mike Monaco. Stormy Bonatoni and Cole Kublik are down on the field. When the Super Bowl's over, doesn't mean that football season is over, because the UFL is here.
And it's here for opportunity for players, opportunity for innovation. You'll have unprecedented access, but also rules changes, some rules that you actually see in the NFL.
We'll get into all of that. How's it look? Glad you asked. This is the merger of the USFL and the XFL. We've got 8 teams spread among 2 conferences, an XFL conference and a USFL conference. 10 weeks, 4 playoff teams, the title game in St. Louis, where they are rabid for football. Our 8 UFL teams look like this in the XFL conference: DC, St. Louis, Arlington, and here in San Antonio. Then the USFL: Michigan, Memphis, Birmingham, Alabama, and Houston. And that's how we get to 8. You'll also hear from players, coaches, officials in a way that is unrivaled in sports. So why don't we get that started? Let's go inside the locker room with DC head coach Reggie Barlow.
And if you ain't heard nothing that I said last night, and if you ain't heard nothing I said today, you just need to know every possession, every possession, every possession. We got hit on 3. 1, 2, 3.
This is why they are motivated. Last year, the XFL, DC went 9-1 in the regular season, went to the championship game, but ran into the Arlington Renegades. Luis Perez duked it out with Jordan Ta'amu. It was Perez and the Renegades, led by Bob Stoops, with the win over DC by 9. So that's how it ended for the Defenders last year. New season starts today against San Antonio. What should we expect?
Well, DC wants to be the more physical football team. Last year we saw them. They were the #1 rushing team in the XFL by over 400 yards. Now on the other side, San Antonio, this is the Houston Roughnecks offense of last year. So expect fast pace, ball all over the field. So different styles of offense, but also they're both effective.
And San Antonio with QB1, Chase Garbers out of Cal. He is standing by with Cole Kublik.
From the beach back to ball, it's your first professional start. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
You know, very excited to be out here in the great city of San Antonio playing ball on Easter Sunday. It's going to be a hell of a game.
This particular offense under A.J. Smith, or this particular lead, what are you most excited about?
Most excited for getting the ball to my playmakers, letting them make guys miss in space and ultimately score.
Thank you, Chase. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Garbers and company, they're 4.5-point underdogs. And yes, here in the UFL, we talk about sports betting. So who better to have with us than Vegas's own? And it's our first Stormy's Sportsbook with Stormy Bonatoni.
Yeah, Mike, we talk access, innovation. How about incorporating the odds into these games? And let's start by looking big picture for who's going to win it all in the UFL this year. Spring football fans, if you've been paying attention for a while, you were not surprised one bit to see the Birmingham Stallions as a +300 favorite to win it all. They have won 3. They're looking for a 3rd straight spring football title to the class of the USFL. Not far behind them, though, these DC Defenders at +380. They had the best regular season in the XFL last year. They are back with a vengeance after losing that title game. But if you are like me and you want a little more bang for your buck, you want an underdog to exceed expectations, look no further than the team on the opposite sideline, guys. I think odds makers are underestimating this San Antonio Brahmas team. 12-1 you can get on San Antonio.
All right, so we're looking for value plays. Sam, we're going to teach you all about sports betting this year.
And just to hop on Stormy's bandwagon, San Antonio would definitely be a value play. This is not the San Antonio Brahmas of old. This is a whole new team, whole new regime. So I like my odds.
You saw Wade Phillips leading San Antonio, and you heard from Reggie Barlow. We had the first 2 games in the UFL yesterday. We've got the next 2 here today on kickoff weekend. Kickoff looks different from what the NFL has had, and it's different from what the XFL had last year. We will get into all of that, but the rules are a whole lot of fun and a big part of this, and away we go. Anthony McFarland takes it out past the 30. the center of the field. This game will sound different, as we said, than other football games because there's microphones on a lot of players and coaches. So you will hear strategy on the sidelines, conversations with officials, and really cool play calls in the huddles.
That's what's best about this league. The access, you'll hear Chase Garbers talk about his plays. You'll hear all the defensive calls. You'll be able to help decipher that as you go along.
H motion to trail left.
Garbers and Ta'amu, the quarterbacks, mic'd up.
Larry.
Access starts at the 40 for San Antonio.
Ready, go!
A lot of motion in this offense, and it's the speedy Marquez Stevenson on the first touch in A.J. Smith's offense for the Brahmas.
Diamond cutter.
That's pretty simple there from A.J. Smith.
Yeah, that's an offensive coordinator for San Antonio. Was in Houston last year. You hear them getting up to the line quickly. The clock rules are different in the UFL, and so now they're trying to get many plays.
They want to have motion 80 to 90% of the time, which would put them in the ballpark of the Miami Dolphins and what we saw in the NFL this past year. Jontre Kirkland can throw it. Has started at quarterback for LSU before, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Justin Smith downfield with Anthula Kelly in coverage.
And that's great awareness by DC. So they know that Jontre Kirkland, yes, he's a receiver, but he was a quarterback in college. He also threw a double pass last year, which is allowed in the UFL, for a huge play. And so great awareness by the defenders of DC.
I asked A.J. Smith, offensive coordinator, before the game, if he had a trick play designed. He said, "Do you know Diamond Dallas Page?" There he was.
Right on cue. And on third down, up the middle, McFarland, very close to the 50. Should bring up 4th and short.
Go big, big, big. All right, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Yes. Okay, get big, big. Dual right on. Dual right on. Nike check. Dual right on. Nike check. 12 seconds. 12 seconds.
Nike check. All moon ready. Nike, Nike, Nike.
He can talk to them all the way up to the snap and during the play as well if he wants to communicate with Garbers. He said big. And Garbers on a sneak going the right side and appears to have it up for a first down.
I love the personnel switch in there. They got John Lovett, the bigger running back in there, 6 feet, 212. You can see him from the back end coming in to push. But also, here's the deal. We have the true line technology, so we can actually see how close or how far that line to game was.
And once the ball is spotted, it's an optical system of 4K cameras. It measures where the ball was spotted in real time, so we know immediately. We don't need any index cards like we've seen in years past. First down from midfield, and Garbers, quick throw to the air, and he's got a first down to Justin Smith, the 25-year-old out of FCS Norfolk State for 14 yards. So this is the official true line measurement. You got these 4K cameras around, and it'll tell you down to the inches how much it was a first down or how much it missed by. Garbers takes a shot. Kirkland downfield. Caught for a touchdown. The Brahmas strike first. Now we have flags down back near the line of scrimmage.
Result of the play is a touchdown. Brian, open up. Result of the play is a touchdown. All
right, so you have a touchdown on the play. All right, so you've got roughing the passer. What number? Okay, all right. So we've got illegal use of hands to the face, the offense. Roughing the passer, defensive penalty, so offset. It's still first down.
We're gonna offset back here.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal use of hands to the face, number 67, offense. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. Those penalties will offset, will replay, first down.
So that's Brian Banks, who works with not only his crew, but also with Dean Blandino in the U.S. Army Command Center, who's communicating with them and with us yet again this year.
And the referees are communicating with us as you're hearing their audio. Now, here's the thing. Aaron Montero, right guard, he had the illegal hands to the face, but Jontre Kirkland is a name you need to know. Did it all, at LSU, did it all last year, and continues to do it all. Expect him to get more plays like that.
So again, there's Dean. He is reviewing everything as it happens, and as you said, talking to the officiating crew as well, at a level of transparency in this sport that is unmatched. So on first down, here is Lovett, the 215-pounder for a loss. 4 years at Baylor and a year at Penn State for Lovett, with Malik Fisher on the stop.
Go regular, pistol tight, H in motion, blue F swing, Omaha. Blue F swing, tight, John Trey inside the number there. Here we go.
A.J. Smith is a fascinating guy. Met Wade Phillips when he was just 20 years old.
Ready, go!
Out of the pistol look for Garbers. Tried to swing it out, and it got deflected by Malik Fisher, the defensive end out of Villanova.
Good.
So nice play by Fisher, because that swing would have been open. You heard him talk about that swing. It would have been open. Fisher gets his hands up, hands outside. One thing to note, there were some penalties a few plays before. The coaches are allowed to challenge anything. You have one challenge in this game. And so if Wade Phillips wanted to, he could have challenged and said no hands to the face. Would have been a touchdown if it would have been upheld.
Yeah, you can challenge penalties that were called or potential penalties as well. So now it's third down and 11 on the opening drive. Another swing pass to Lovett out of the backfield, and he goes spinning toward the 30. Couple yards shy with Michael Joseph, the all-XFL corner last year, on the stop after 8 yards.
Waddle, regular Waddle.
Fourth down, Waddle.
Coach Phillips saying he wants to go for it down here, guys.
And I'm listening to the play calls. I've heard Waddle, I've heard Tua. We heard Coach A.J. Smith, offensive coordinator, say that he's watched a lot of Miami, so maybe it'll be some of that motion that we've seen for the Miami Dolphins.
Waiting on Achan to be next. Fourth down and 3. Brahmas trying to convert on a second fourth down. Quick one for Stevenson for a first down.
Get him. Give me Sin. Sin max punch left. Sin max punch left. White, key one pump. Sin max punch left. White, key one pump.
White.
He told us he watched every game of the 49ers last year and the Dolphins last year, in addition to a whole lot more as well in his study in the offseason.
And I'm expecting a double move here. You hear that pump? I'm expecting a double move. Maybe it'll be a shot to the end zone.
This is the 10th play of the Brahmas drive in the opener. Garbers gets it down to Kirkland and nowhere to go. Isaiah Johnson, the 30-year-old, in on the stop in this Greg Williams defense.
H motion to Kentucky. Kentucky on the red. Red F.
Longtime NFL defensive coordinator for 7 different teams, and also the former Bills head coach from 01 to 03. Back for a second tour of duty with DC. Pressure on Garbers, got it out from a good arm angle. McFarland hits the Jets, makes a move, dives and scores!
The former 4th-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers did it in the NFL, under 4th round 2020. DC loves to bring pressure. Chase Garbers, calm, cool, collected, sees the pressure, swings it out. Anthony McFarland Jr. does the rest.
So we told you we don't kick extra points. It's a tiered extra point system. 1 point from the 2, 2 points from the 5, or 3 points
it's regular,
from the 10,
regular,
which means
regular,
a 9-point game is not a 2-score game any
Y
longer.
on X orbit return, Denver Y arc.
We're going for 1. Middle. 1 middle.
So a couple things you hear. First thing you see, they're taking it from the 2-yard line. That means to say 1-point conversion. Would have been from the 5, would have been 2. From the 10 would have been 3. Hear that Denver, usually in this offense, it's meant draw, Y arc. That tight end, Cody Latimer, should be arcing outside, so it'll be a zone read action. Garbers may keep it.
We love it beside him. Exactly that, and love it in for the extra point. And it's 7-zip San Antonio to start.
Talk about offense. Talk about a chip on your shoulder. Talk about the excitement. This is what this league is all about.
Chase Garbers dealing to start. Insurance, the right call to protect your home and car. Visit progressive.com. The Defenders and the Brahmas in the sweet Under Armour threads on this kickoff weekend from the Alamo Dome here in San Antonio.
And one thing I love, not even just about that last series, but we talk about rules. So right now you see the kickoff getting ready to set up. There's a setup zone, 8 to 9 players within that setup zone. You see the iPads, Michael Joseph, right, former Chicago Bear, using the iPads. There's 9 on the sideline. So all these innovations are what the NFL says, maybe we try this or try that and see what works.
Donald DeLahaye, very famous, booted it away to Puka Williams, speedster, former Kansas Jayhawk, and he takes it out toward the 40. Down to Cole Kubelik with A.J. Smith.
Everything else we've been on.
What are you seeing on the iPad so far?
Just execution deals we got to clean up. Pretty good first drive to score 2 times in 1 drive. So, we just got to keep up what we're doing. We're designed to build everything. Their defensive coordinator, he's known for Tampa too, and he didn't come out in that. So it was great to see our guys on the run adjust and see a lot of man looks, and we adjusted and we did the deal right there. Got to keep putting them together.
Thanks, Coach.
A little shade from A.J. Smith saying they scored twice on that drive.
That's not shade. That's just A.J. Smith. And really, that's just most offensive coordinators.
They start out with 1 touchdown. This is Kiki Cutie, 5-year NFL veteran in this Fred Keiss offense.
22 duel. Texas right. 22 duel. 22. Here we go.
Kiki QT played at Texas Tech. His quarterback was Patrick Mahomes. He's used to big-time plays and big-time players.
And put up Michael Crabtree caliber numbers there. On the ground on 2nd down, and a good gain for Cam Harris, former Miami Hurricane. Last year was working in a car dealership and hadn't played football for 17 months before he came on late in the year.
Part of the reason he came on late in the year was they needed that extra burst. Well, this year, he's starting the season as a starting running back. Their star running back, Abram Smith, got injured in training camp.
And torn ACL for the XFL's leading rusher. 3rd down, QT dives and doesn't get there. Strong tackle made by Jordan Williams, all XFL last season, and it brings up 4th down for Reggie Barlow.
Play field position here the way they did is other time.
Punt!
Somewhat late decision there to call for the punt group.
But you heard Reggie Barlow talk. He said we might have to play field position. What does that mean? Okay, we could go for 4th, and if we don't get it, they get the ball at the 50. Let's just punt the ball. Let's pin them deep. But there are different punt rules.
Coach Phillips going to take a timeout.
That's a late.
So Wade Phillips of San Antonio takes the timeout with the play clock down at 2 for DC. Just trying to punt it away.
But he didn't know that. He doesn't have the access to the audio that we have. He may be thinking they're going for a fake. And so he's getting his special teams coordinator, Peyton Pardee, get everyone situated. We don't want this 4th and short. Obviously, the true line would tell us it's less than 1. We don't want them to go for it and lose this field position. So it's a smart timeout. But the punt rules are very different in the UFL.
And how about Wade Phillips, 76 years young, called the shots for the Brahmas as we check out the true line measurement once again. Again, this isn't spotting the ball, so to speak, not like in tennis. Once it's spotted, it's measuring where it was.
Correct, and it goes up to 30 inches up to that 1st down and 6 inches past. So it's not going to be if it's 2-3 yards away, you won't see a true line, but this technology is used when it's short.
Paxton Brooks, 24-year-old out of Tennessee. Took over for Dan Whalen, who left DC and was the punter for the Packers last season. Marquez Stevenson gets wrapped up inside the 15. Nidale Rouse on the tackle. We go down to Stormy.
Well, you guys mentioned off the top the spread in this game today sitting 4.5. Well, it actually opened 5.5 and was consistently bet down. And we talked at the very beginning of this broadcast about how the San Antonio Brahmas might be a little bit undervalued, underrated by odds makers. And it seems bettors thought the same. And now seeing them up here early as well may be evidence that the Brahmas are a team to look out for, guys.
Again, so it closes at 4.5-point dogs for the Brahmas, a team that was 3-7 last year under Hines Ward, but this is really the group that was in Houston, to your point.
This is a different team. This is really, if you think about it, if you watch the XFL last year, this is the Houston Roughnecks of the XFL. They were 4-1 before John Trey got injured. Now he's healthy. Expect offense.
See the DC line down to just 1.5, and we'll keep popping those live lines at you as well. Anthony McFarland to carry on a first down.
You mentioned, Nacho, how good they were before Jontre Kirkland went down. They were averaging 30 points per game at that point as well. The offense was explosive. They were scoring at a ridiculous rate. So I'm right there with you guys. This is a completely different team than the one that had 3 wins a year ago.
And it's a different DC team, which we haven't talked about. DC's top 2 receivers are now in the NFL. Their top running back is injured. Their third receiver is a coach in the NFL. And so 2 different teams in this league.
Yeah, and they were 9-1 last year, facing the Brahmas. Garbers to Kirkland. He's been involved early. He is shifty, and the coaches told us they think he might be the best receiver in this league.
I was talking to him on the sideline on the field before the game. He's a burst of energy, a ball of energy. Did that at LSU, did that last year. He's done it his entire career.
Red, blast check, blast check.
Red,
Tap
blast.
it. Get cover 1, check it to Z, go.
Hey, send it, send it, send it.
AJ Smith told us he thinks Jontre Kirkland the best wideout, and he also thinks he has the best trio of receivers in the UFL. Coming up on 6 to go in the opening quarter, and we've got a flag at the snap.
75.
False. Number 75, offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
That's Greg Island, 6'8", so naturally they call him Big Greg.
They wanted this offensive line to be bigger. And obviously, Wade Phillips is a defensive-minded coach. He said, let's get bigger and better offensive line.
And that's one thing you've touched on. The talent level in this league, because of the merger, because we go down to just 8 teams, everyone seems to say it's a lot better.
You see a lot of players who are all USFL didn't make rosters. Players who were all XFL last year didn't make rosters.
Here's the former Steeler, Anthony McFarland, was with Pittsburgh as recently as this past NFL season. Malik Fisher, the stop.
Left hash.
Okay, good. Give me this. Go tight out of regular, tight. Red F swing Nebraska. Tight, Red F swing Nebraska.
So that is the chess match, AJ Smith and Greg Williams.
Expect that running back to swing out of the backfield.
Garbers handled the snap on the move. And Garbers just throws it at the legs of McFarland, and it brings up 3rd down and long with Andre Mintz applying pressure. Garber spent time a couple of seasons ago on the Raiders active roster.
Okay, here we go.
First career professional start.
Give me this.
Left hash.
Go. Hey, left, trips left, blue, Uno special. Trips left, blue, Uno special.
Play clock is winding down here. So the great thing about hearing the play calls, we get to do our best translating, decoding, all of that.
Yes, and the one thing about this too, this situation, yes, you're that play call.
Make sure still has it. Red check.
They're still going to try and get the first down, but DC loves to pressure. So we'll see. This doesn't look like a pressure look from DC. It looks like they're all about 10, 12 yards deep.
Again, atypical for Greg Williams calling the shots defensively. 4-man rush, pressure anyway on Garbers, who is flushed. And Garbers throws incomplete to the sideline, and it brings up 4th down.
Great rush by Davin Bellamy, right, with trash talker of the team. So look at this. You got 4 rushers up there. That's what Greg Williams talked about. You saw the spin move inside for Mintz. Bellamy comes in on the game, brings the pressure on Garbers. And so Garbers does have a lot of elusiveness, so he's going to get out of the pocket. Not enough there. Now, one thing that's different, the punt rules. So one thing, on the offensive, the punting team, you cannot be outside the numbers. Number 2, no one can pass the line of scrimmage until the ball is kicked. This is to encourage returns.
Similar idea with kick returns as well. Puka Williams has the ability to be electric from the 25. Found a seam, dribbles at the 40. Across midfield and tiptoes out of bounds at the 45. There's your return, Sam.
Second big return by Puka Williams. Had a 79-yarder late last season. Wade Phillips a little concerned.
Bell here in San Antonio, and let's go to the U.S. Army Command Center with Dean Blandino. And Dean, can you please just walk us through your workflow throughout the game?
So we'll be monitoring the game. We'll be looking at all reviewable play situations, catch, no catch, goal line plays, line the game, and we'll be ready. If there's a super challenge, it'll come back to the command center. We'll be making decisions here, communicating in real time to the officials.
Again, it's incredible transparency that we have from Dean and this crew. DC is down by 7 in the first, and Jordan Ta'amu slings it out to Cam Harris, who rumbles forward toward the 40 out of the backfield.
One thing I want us to notice is the field position. We heard Reggie Barlow earlier. We heard him say, let's play the field position game. What does that mean? You punt it, you keep them backed up, now you get the ball back. First down at the 50, we're already almost in field goal range.
And you know he trusts his offense because last year in the XFL, they led the league in scoring. Here is Harris, who rushed for 20 touchdowns in his time as a Cane at Miami. Brings up third down.
He averaged 5.8 yards per carry while at Miami. Had a season-ending injury, so sometimes he didn't play football for 16 months. Sometimes you just need an opportunity post-injury.
Right here, now you got to get him a high one so we can get, field position. Yeah.
Reggie Barlow, the reigning XFL Coach of the Year. On third down and 6, Ta'amu with a quick hitter to Kelvin Harmon for a first down to the former Washington wide receiver drafted out of NC State.
Yeah, huge play by Harmon. Obviously, big-time third down. He's got an interesting story. I'm sure we'll get into it later. But Jordan Williams, nice play, nice player, good tackle.
We talk about NFL experience and stories with these guys. So there's 400 players in the UFL. 315 of them have some kind of NFL experience. You're watching high-level football. Ta'amu steps up in the pocket and finds his man over the middle. The tight end, Alex Ellis, the former Tennessee Vol, for 7.
You talked about it, 315 players of the 400 are in the NFL, but many of these guys are trying to get back, and that's what we saw from this DC team last year. 3 guys on active rosters.
Ta'amu on a rollout takes a shot downfield for QT for a touchdown. There is a penalty flag back.
Result of the play is a touchdown. Open it up so we can hear you.
What number is that? Right tackle. Watch the right tackle. Where is he? Line of scrimmage.
Ineligible player downfield.
Yeah, he's clearly downfield.
5-yard penalty for the
clearly
previous
downfield.
spot.
That's a good call.
It's still
He's about 6 yards downfield. Yeah, clearly downfield. All right, so just make another. You got the number 68. Was that right tackle?
54.
So you heard them say 6 yards. If you're more than 3, it's ineligible man downfield.
Correct, and he was obviously way more than 3, and that's going to bring that play back.
Nullifies a would-be 27-yard touchdown. So on second down, here is Ta'amu. Puka Williams out of the backfield. A slasher type, was a wide receiver on this team last year. Brings up third down and manageable.
And Dean, we saw the lineman 6 yards downfield, but how much leeway is there? We know the rule is 3 yards. How much leeway is there on a play like that, Dean?
We want to see everything beyond 3. So if it's close, if there's a body part breaking that 3-yard plane, we're going to let it go. That one was clearly, right, it was 6 yards downfield. That's one that's clearly a foul.
And now on third down, Williams again out of the backfield, and he can't break free. Blown up behind the line of scrimmage by A.J. Hendy, and it's fourth down.
A.J. Hendy and Tavante Beckett. So that's a name you need to know. Number 11, inside linebacker, played for the Houston Roughnecks last year. This dude is known for his speed.
Field goal!
Part of a couple of linebackers who admit maybe they're undersized, but boy, they can go get it.
Oh, it's not about the size for them. It's about the speed. Tavante Beckett had a pick 6 last year, fumble recovery for a score, so he's a big-time player.
Game clock, 33 seconds. 3-3.
You heard Reggie Barlow deciding on a field goal after the loss of 6, and here is Matt McCrane.
Clock to 15 seconds. 1-5.
31-year-old from Kansas State who kicked in the NFL for 3 different teams during the 2018 season. This is from 50 for McCrane. attempt on its way, and McCrane drills it with room to spare. We saw a 64-yarder in the UFL Day 1 yesterday.
Yeah, there's talent here, and there's talent all over this field. I mean, I was at the San Antonio practice. We're not there yet, but he was hitting 63 in practice. And so 64, 63, 50.
I don't know why he went inside. He had no reason to go inside. He just kept his leverage in.
So that's obviously Jordan Ta'amu on the iPad, which you are allowed to watch video on as well, talking with his fellow quarterbacks.
All right, what are we looking at here?
We're just looking at a simple concept play that we have in our offense. You know, playing a zone right here, coverage. Looks like 3 high. I'm kind of going through my progression, and I'm hitting my back right here on this read. Bad low throw. Just got to set my feet better. But you know, we had a good start. We just got to finish. We got to get the ball in the end zone. We had a bad mental rep by our O-line, just going downfield on that boot. But we got it squared away. They adjusted, and just got to learn from our mistakes.
Points on the board, but I know it's not how many you wanted just yet. How are you feeling about the rhythm?
I think our rhythm's good. We just got to keep, keep putting the ball, keep making positive plays.
Thank you.
Ta'amu, the reigning XFL Offensive Player of the Year. He is a talented quarterback. Anthony McFarland out to the 45. And in that field position battle, good starting spot for the Brahmas. Kelvin Harmon in on the stop.
Special teams is so much more important now because the kick is back at the 20-yard line. So you hear some of the special teams coordinators and the GM say, we chose kickers who can boot it. And so that's why you're seeing some of this different change in field position, because the kick is different than in the NFL and the XFL and USFL last year.
So yeah, USFL last year and XFL last year, even with different rules, 94% of kickoffs got returned. By comparison, in the NFL last year, just 22%. So to your point, the goal is let's get some action.
And the goal is let's get some rules that the NFL doesn't have that they want to try. This league is in conjunction with the NFL on saying let's get some different things we want to attempt.
Final 15 seconds of the first, and Chantre Kirkland again on a quick hitter for 5 yards.
Quarter.
And that will wind us down to the end of the first quarter. The Brahmas at home, led by Chase Garbers against DC, 9-1 a year ago. It's the Brahmas up by 4. Come on back for the second to San Antonio.
Sunday for some live tackle football. I've got Donna Delahaye, a.k.a. Destroying. First professional football game. How you feeling?
Man, I feel amazing. The juice is in the building, man. I hit the ball well for my first kickoff. Just waiting for my first field goal, man, and send it through the uprights.
How much did your routine change, your daily routine, trying to get prepared for this league as opposed to what you're normally doing?
It changed a lot. I'm a real football player now. I don't just go out to the field and film videos. So it changed a lot. I got to get up, practice, take care of my body, obviously do my thing with the team, and, just be a professional. So it changed a pretty good bit.
All right, let's go through a play or two here. Just kind of take me through what you're seeing.
Could be man, Speedy.
From your squad so far, and what you're seeing out here live today.
Oh, good. Offense is electric. They're doing their thing. We've had a couple mistakes, but there we go. John Trey. Hey, 1-3 is going to go crazy.
I feel like we could get some views on YouTube with John Trey.
For sure. We got a great squad. Our receiving core like that. Our whole offense like that. And I'm going to have to get ready for a field goal here, so I'm about to do my thing.
I didn't mean to get in your way.
No, you good. Hold on. Oh, yeah, nice little sidearm. Cody Latimer. Make a man miss. Yes, sir.
All right, go hit that warm-up. Like you said, you're a real football player now.
I'm a real football player. Let's go.
So D-Strong sounds like he could do play-by-play as well. We know what he does on social media. 2.6 million Instagram followers, nearly 6 million YouTube subscribers.
5.83 million. That's like about 5.82 more million I got on YouTube. But the point is, this dude is living a dream. He talked about dreams becoming an opportunity and reality. 6 months ago, he said, I want to train and get back to playing professional football. Got a call from Mark Willibridge, the GM, and got the opportunity.
Garbers over the middle with another completion to Marquez Stevenson, and this offense is humming. They're in the red zone for their new kicker, playing in his first regular season football game since 2016 in college.
Well, he was in college. He actually started doing YouTube before he went to UCF to go kick, and all of a sudden his subscribers started to grow. And all of a sudden the NCAA said, whoa, you're going to make money off of this. You got to choose either kicking or social media. He chose social media, and it's grown, but the dream was still inside.
He has said, I know people think this is all just for social media. He does not view it that way at all. He is all in on his football career. John Lovett, the 215-pounder, lowers the shoulder. Takes it inside the 15 to the 12 with Reggie Northrup in on the tackle after a gain of 5.
We were AJ Smith just telling me right there. He said, watch his backside tackle. We got to make sure we start getting those cutoffs on the outside zone play.
Fake tight end shovel, H reverse, ace right. Fake tight end shovel,
fake tight end shovel, box, H reverse, on the ready, break. London.
So you heard all of that. Fake the tight end shovel. That should be Alizé Mack. Faking that pitch. H reverse. Going to be a reverse coming. Let's see if DC will be ready for it. Shovel patches you play inside.
On second down, here's the reverse. Stevenson to the edge. Run out of bounds inside the 5 by Anthony Hines.
I know they wanted to score, but I love that play. Marquez Stevenson, they talk about his speed over and over and over again. He was a 6th-round pick by the Bills in 2021. The words they've used are real speed, or you could call it elite speed. You only give these reverses to fast guys. That's why I gave it to him. Finds the edge.
I asked him what he goes by earlier down on the field pregame. He said, just call me Speedy.
Call me Speedy.
It's easier. Got that nickname when he was 10 years old. Told his fastest 40 was 4.38 as a junior in high school. Brahmas leading, 7th play of the drive, and Lovett gets stacked up in the backfield. Michael Joseph in on the stop for a loss of 1.
Michael Joseph, an all-XFL player last year, over 4 interceptions. Actually played with him with the Chicago Bears in 2018.
Ace right, tight, H on. Ace right, tight, H on.
Ace right, tight.
It's a good part of that DC defense. You saw AJ Smith getting out onto the field to talk with Garbers.
Unprecedented access. He might put some pads on.
Right to him. The bright young offensive mind. Second down and goal. Motion again. It's a flip. It's Kirkland. It's a touchdown. And the Brahmas offense is humming.
I got the juice. I got the nectar. Jontre Kirkland is him. And he was him last year. He did it all at LSU. Played with, dominant players. You name them. You pick the player. He played with them. But he's an ultimate team player. When he was on the sideline, he said, I bring the energy. When I have the energy, our team has it. We're seeing it right now in this one.
Second touchdown for San Antonio. And again, you have a choice here. If you want to go for 1, 2, or 3 points from the 2-yard line, the 5, or the 10. And yet again, the Brahmas are going to go for 1 point from the 2. You cannot kick it. Garbers 5 for 5 and the touchdown on this scoring drive. Garbers throws, and he's got the extra point to Justin Smith. Take it through the sounds of this San Antonio offense and the Jontre Kirkland touchdown.
Here we go. Moon. Ready, go. Hot.
Yesterday, and Sam, I know you got to connect with some of the super fans around the XFL last year.
Oh, I did. And the fan base is electric. I was in an Uber coming to the game, and one fan from San Antonio said, you know what? Because the Cowboys lost to the Packers, I became a Brahmas fan. So even other fans of other leagues are starting to cheer for the Brahmas.
Never too late to get on the bandwagon. Puka Williams to the 35 if there's ever a tackle. Cole Kublik is with Jontre Kirkland.
Jontre, safe to say you brought your own juice today?
Oh, always BYOJ. Every day, especially on game day.
What changes did A.J. Smith make in this offense that you felt like were going to allow you to be even more successful than last year?
Oh, man, we added more dogs around me, man. You see a lot of the guys out here making big plays. Shoot, last year we had dogs by me and shoot. This year everybody's around here. We flying around. We making plays. Everybody's confident. We got a better team. It's time to roll, man.
Thank you, Jontre.
Yes, sir.
You said he played with star power. Teammates at LSU like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. So only 20 receptions in his 5 years in Baton Rouge. But boy, is he talented. Brahmas up by 11, and Jordan Ta'amu to the air on a slant to Brandon Smith. Guy who's going to get a chance to fill in for those departed defenders' wideouts.
He reminds me of what people call a glue guy, John Trey Kirkland. He played quarterback when they didn't have a quarterback. He played DB. He played receiver. He did it all. Didn't want to get the credit. He just wanted his team to win. That's why you saw a national championship.
There's Ta'amu under some pressure. Got it away to Briley Moore, one of his tight ends. Ducks out of bounds inside the 40. The former All-Big 12 tight end at Kansas State.
Yes, and the former receiver in high school who switched to tight end, put on some weight, was benching nearly 400 pounds. Briley Moore is a beast.
Working in tandem with his quarterback, Jordan Ta'amu. Got a look with the Minnesota Vikings in camp. He's had stints with 5 NFL teams, but has never played in an NFL game. His coaching staff was surprised he didn't catch on and stick in the NFL. This gets blown up. Harris with nowhere to go but flags at the line of scrimmage.
Open it up.
We got offside on 45 of the defense.
That's a decline. Coach wants to decline.
Decline it?
Stop.
Decline
On defense.
Okay. Offside. He wants to decline it?
You decline it.
Okay.
Correction. It was on the defense. Sorry about that. Offside defense. We're accepting this.
Offside. Lined up in the neutral zone, number 45, defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Delonte Scott is an animal. This angle doesn't really show you his offsides, but this dude is a freak. 6'5", 245. That's what they call the mesh point. He tackled the mesh point. Just move it back an inch, Delonte. Just an inch.
Penalty accepted. And Ta'amu under pressure, trying to get it away, but is ruled down and got sacked by Wyatt Ray.
Wade Phillips is known for pass rushers. His coach Aaron Donald, DeMarcus Ware. He talked about Wyatt Ray, Delonte Scott, Tim Ward. Those are 3 names on this Brahmas defense that will get after quarterbacks. There's one name he had last year, Trent Harris, is on the other team. Dispersal draft, they couldn't get him, but.
So he knows both sides very well. The longtime NFL coach, now leading the San Antonio Brahmas. Sack of 15. Ta'amu was trying to get it away, and let's see what we have here.
The previous play is under review.
34 left hash.
Dean, I had him in the grass.
You have him in the grass?
In the grass, progress stopped. He's just hopping around, more safety than anything.
We were looking to see if he was down by contact. You have in the grasp. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We're good.
Okay, thank you.
So he ruled in the grasp.
The rule on the field stands. It's second down.
So, Dean, just to be clear here for the fans watching, in terms of stopping this game, this is not a challenge. So what's your protocol for stopping something?
Not a challenge. We're looking at reviewable aspects of the play. There we were looking to see if he was down. The officials actually ruled forward progress in the grasp. We just wanted to confirm that that was the ruling, because it would have been a significant difference in yardage between in the grasp and incomplete.
Dean, are they allowed to do this in the NFL? Look at reviewable or look at plays like this in the NFL?
They are. We have a different list of reviewable plays. Not a major difference, but it would be similar process in the NFL.
Ta'amu to the air and a good diving bid, but incomplete along the sideline. And a flag on it.
Stevie, good call. 59. I've got holding number 59. Check to see if they want to take it. Holding number 59. Holding.
He's going to decline it.
Decline? Okay.
Holding, number 59, offense. That penalty's declined. It's third down.
All right, so speaking of the challenge, though, you'll notice here on the score bug on the bottom of your screen, below the timeouts, that red dash, that tells you if you have your challenge still available. 1 per game, but you have to have a timeout remaining to use it.
Correct. You have 1 challenge per game, and once you use it, it's gone. It's not like if you get the challenge correct, you get this challenge back. No, you have 1 per game. Wade Phillips said he wants to save his until the fourth quarter. If they're losing and game on the line, he has certain criteria. That's what that chiclet is. But if you run out of timeouts, you cannot use your challenge.
3rd down and 20 now for Jordan Ta'amu, and DC down by 11 from midfield. Ta'amu across the middle. He's got a completion to Ty Scott, and he's got a first down to the 26-yard line. A big conversion.
Big play by Ty Scott, undrafted last year, 2023. Training camp with the Chiefs. Didn't end up making the roster, but he got a chance to learn from some great players.
23 yards. So the first game action since college for Ty Scott.
Here we go. Let's go, let's go. Ready. Take go.
All right, so he had that big sack for the Brahmas. Cam Harris on the ground, and he's got nowhere to go on first down. Jalen Dalton, the tackle. Hey, coming up next, 3 Eastern, right here on ESPN. Second game of this UFL doubleheader. The Houston Roughnecks against the Memphis Showboats at Rice Stadium.
Here we go.
It'll be the 4th game and the final one of this opening weekend of the UFL. Jordan Ta'amu throws across the middle again to his tight end, Briley Moore. And it's a sure-handed tackle from Tavante Beckett. 3rd down here after a good 3rd down conversion earlier on this drive.
So one thing you notice first is the protection. Ta'amu, you see his eyes, but he has time. That's that deep breaking in route. It only works if you have enough time from protection. 23-yard gain, but shout out to the offensive line of DC that gave Jordan Ta'amu time to make his reads and get it to Scott.
The former Ole Miss quarterback stares down another 3rd down for the defenders midway through the 2nd quarter. 4-man rush. Ta'amu takes off, and he gets drilled right near the sticks at the 16-yard line. Will be very close. Brings up 4th down. So this is where that true line technology comes into play. Once the ball is spotted, here is the optical measurement system that shows you just how short it was.
Correct, so you don't need the chains to come out and measure. They have cameras up top. You talked about it, 4K cameras that are checking the spot up to 30 inches. And so you saw it was a little bit further than Coach Reggie Barlow would have wanted. So now he's going to his field goal team. Because remember, this league is different. You get this field goal 8-point game, you can still actually take a lead with 1 touchdown and a 3-point conversion.
So from 34, Matt McCrane is good on his 2nd field goal of this first half. So they decide to kick it a couple of times. It's an 8-point Brahmas lead.
Hey, good job, good.
Brahmas lead. Let's go down to the field. Stormy Bonantoni with defenders DC Greg Williams.
Coach Williams, this San Antonio offense, we've seen a reverse, a wide receiver pass, lots of motion. How do you make the picture clearer for your guys?
You know, those are what we call slow down plays because they know how fast we are. So they try to cause some type of a double reaction by us. They're doing a good job with that. And then now, as you saw us play more zone, okay, because now we're waiting for them to do that. They're doing a really good job. Our guys are flying around the ball. We got to tackle a little bit better, but this is a good game going on so far with how they're doing their speed and how we're handling our speed.
I know you guys like to dictate. Is it tackling? Is that where it needs to come from?
Well, yeah, it's always tackling in space, but you know, when you're doing reverses or bubble screens or all kinds of things out there, you really don't want to just flat try to knock us off the ball. They don't want to flat throw a normal pass because they know how good we are. They're trying to slow us down, and that's a good plan that they've got going right now. We've just got to do a better job in space.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
All right, the always entertaining Greg Williams. Bryson Aline to the 29. Cole, I'll ask you, that's one side of the discussion in the chess match. For you, how do you see San Antonio offensively handling a Greg Williams defense?
I actually just talked to A.J. Smith right before we came back from break, and he said, hey, if we go tempo, automatic run check. And a lot of that is because he's getting more Tampa 2 than he thought he was going to. Said he feels like the run's being a little bit disrespected. So if you see him go fast, guys, think automatic run play here.
All right, so we'll watch that. And A.J. Smith said to us during the week, he feels like maybe their running game got a little bit overlooked for how good it was in reference to the rest of the league last season in the XFL.
Hey, no, it's trips left. It's trips left. Trips left. Trips left. Jesus.
Get right here. Yeah, trips left, trips left. Hey, easy, Denver.
These things happen. Trips left and you come out and trips right. And you got to use the timeout. Second one that the Brahmas have to use, and A.J. Smith is displeased with that.
You can see the frustration because that, whatever play he called, obviously he's going to run out of that.
When we come off the
left.
sideline, huddle with us. Everybody, every receiver, that's trips left, Larry to X. Should have been trips left. And give me an F comment right. We good?
Yep. Here we go. In the huddle.
Larry.
A.J. Smith, the entertaining offensive coordinator, told us in the offseason he didn't know what was going to happen in terms of a spring football league. So the first 4 hours of every day, he said he spent on football, perfecting their system, and then he would go golf the rest of the day. And he said he's not a great golfer. He's in it for the spiked seltzers.
He didn't know if he'd have a job.
Here he is directing the Brahmas up by 8. Garbers in a proper formation to Jontre Kirkland again for 3.5 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of side.
Trio right, blue F wheel, fence, check.
Here we go. We got trio right. Blue F wheel fence. Fence check.
You got the mesh.
So a couple things you hear that wheel.
Blue F.
Oh, here he is. You hear that wheel, expect the running back to get a wheel. Jontre Kirkland mesh route, so coming across the middle.
Waddle. Spirit. Ready.
And again, you hear Waddle, shades of the Miami Dolphins offense, so in reference to Jalen Waddle. And there is Kirkland on the route you mentioned, and the ball came out from Isaiah Johnson. Kirkland got drilled. DJ Swearinger comes away with it for DC.
One thing that can change momentum, turnovers, or better yet, as Greg Williams would say, takeaways. You're not turning it over, you're taking the ball away.
Here we go.
Obvious possession there. You see Johnson with the big hit. Jontre Kirkland is a big receiver height-wise, but as far as weight-wise, got to protect the ball more. Swearinger, obviously the NFL veteran, NFL pro, tries to scoop and score.
Let's go, guys. Protect me.
Isaiah Johnson with NFL experience, former draft pick in the 4th round of the Raiders. And DJ Swearinger, 8-year NFL vet, was boxing last year when his son asked him, hey, I want to see you play football. So he went back to football. He's got the takeaway for DC. Down by 8 here in the second quarter. Jordan to Amu, under some pressure, escaped and flipped it to Ellis, and turned nothing into something on first down.
Great rush by Scott, but even better play by the quarterback. So you see Delonte Scott on top, using his hands, speed and power. You have to try and finish, but you have to understand that Jordan Amu's also a big human, 6'5" quarterback, or really 6'3" quarterback, and so didn't go down that easy.
On second down, Ta'amu pulls it and got it outside to the edge for his slot wide out Kiki QT, just a couple of yards and down to Stormy.
That was a heck of a hit. You said that's what we do.
We run and hit. We fly to the ball. We make plays. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we taught to do. That's what we practice doing. So we're going to do it on game day.
Let's get some more.
Let's go.
I love what we heard in the locker room from Coach Reggie Barlow. He said, if you forget everything else I said, we hit, we run and hit. Sometimes defense is not that difficult. It's really simple. Attack the football. Attack, attack, attack.
3rd down and 4 for his defenders. Ta'amu got rid of it, and it's incomplete. Wanted Alex Ellis, and there is a flag down back by Ta'amu.
He's got rough in the passer on number 9 of the defense. Complete pass, so we're going 15 from the previous spot with an automatic first down. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 9, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
You see Wyatt Ray coming with the up and under, beautiful move. Now this call, I'd love to bring Dean in on this because obviously Dean is roughing the passer this year. But Dean, how do you see that call? Obviously it's reviewable. How do you see it?
What we're looking at is we're looking at the contact to the head neck area, and there is contact to the head neck area. There's some contact to the shoulder as well, but when you're high in that head neck area, that's what led to the official throwing the flag. So we were good with that in terms of, because it's that high contact in that head neck area.
On Wyatt Ray, who came back into the game. So on first down, Kelvin Harmon gets 7, and the defenders are moving after they trailed by 2 scores. A game that they came into, you see in the bottom left corner of your screen, as 4.5-point favorites in this new UFL.
Come on.
The clock is also moving. So in this league, the clock runs, 35-second play clock. It does not stop until the 2-minute warning, and then it'll stop as if the college rule after first downs. But
22. Duo.
I'm talking about 4-minute drill. This is really like a 6-minute drill.
Ready. Take off.
Second down to Amu on a slant, and it's dropped by Brandon Smith, and it brings up third down.
So we talked about it. Incomplete pass. They'll get the ball spotted. Then that clock will roll.
I got Wyatt Ray down here on the sidelines. Wyatt, your thoughts on that call and quarterback sack?
The sack I just had? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, man, I was just going power. And I, hit an inside move on them, came underneath, just trying to make a play to help the team.
You okay with the call, though? Roughing the passer, you okay with that?
Oh, on the last roughing the passer, I just got to do a better job aiming lower my target. Refs are going to call what they call, man. I just try to make plays, win for my team. That's it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Third down, and Kiki Cutie gets dropped for a loss of 2. And now it's fourth down again with Bryce Thompson in on the stop.
Bryce Thompson was a stud last year with the Seattle Sea Dragons. Great man-to-man defender, big-time player.
When we throw it to his ass, and drop the damn ball.
Reggie Barlow not thrilled with his wide receiving core. So you get one player owning up to a roughing the passer, and you get a head coach's thoughts on a drop brought to you right as they're thinking it. 48 this time for Matt McCrane, good from 50 earlier, and he is 3 for 3, and it's now a 5-point Brahmas lead. 2 minutes to go in this first half. It is kickoff weekend in the United Football League. Hawks and the Renegades over on ABC at 8. Then on Sunday, Stallions Panthers on ESPN, followed by the Defenders hosting the Roughnecks. Beer Snake in DC. That's on Fox.
What we're seeing now is a new league. Last year we saw the XFL and the USFL. Well, they combined, and so now you have the best of the best. 315 of the 400 players have NFL experience. Some of the rule changes that you're seeing you're going to see in the NFL, and the access, the audio. There's iPads that are live, and so that's what this league is. Kickoffs are further back to encourage returns. Punt, encourage returns. That's why you're seeing more offense in this league.
Yeah, so this comes out from the 11 on the catch from 5'5" Bryson Aline, and he takes it to the 30. 8 teams, 2 conferences, the USFL and the XFL conferences. Again, the closing line was DC favored by 4.5. Over under at 42.5, and we'll let you know where we think the shekels should be placed throughout the season.
San Antonio was one of they were the least favored team to make it to the championship, but looking at them now, you'd be excited. Now, overall, XFL conference, USFL conference, there's a little bit of infighting between the teams. So far, the USFL conference is 2-0 versus the XFL conference. So I know there's some big USFL conference players and fans that are pumped about that.
And the Stallions and the Panthers got wins yesterday. Anthony McFarland on the ground with 2 minutes to work with for San Antonio. Storming.
Well, and with that, guys, it's worth monitoring the live lines in games like this, too. For example, DC has had 3 scoring drives, but they've had to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns. They're getting 2.5 right now on the live line. You can see, like, that just means basically they can lose the game by 2 and still win your bet. And so throughout the game, depending on if San Antonio scores here, you'll get even more points. And just throughout the course of games as they go on, if you think that something could change, they turn those field goals into touchdowns, worth monitoring, worth taking a look at.
Stevenson for a first down. Yeah, so it's gone all the way from DC, favored by 4.5, to San Antonio, now favored on the live line by 2 and a hook, leading by 5 approaching halftime.
And part of the reason for that is that no one really knows what to expect. You say
Detroit, on moon, ready, break.
And Detroit is usually their draw play. That's first down. It makes sense, 2-minute drill draw.
But you I'm gonna send you out.
you expect, you don't know what to expect because there's different players, different teams, new league.
It is a draw, and it's the former Steeler, Anthony McFarland, with a first down and more. And in the plus territory, down at the 38, approaching the final minute until halftime.
Brilliant play call by A.J. Smith. He calls a draw, first down. You're thinking it's pass. You're a pass rusher. You're getting up the field. Look at those rushers rushing up the field. All of a sudden, you get a big, explosive 20-yard run. That's what A.J. Smith wants, not just little runs, explosive runs.
Chase Garber's leading this Brahmas offense. Under pressure, deep shot downfield and incomplete. Swearinger in coverage against Speedy Stevenson.
Swearinger was in coverage on Speedy, but Cody Latimer was wide open across the middle. Of course, hindsight is 20/20. The great thing, though, was that when they get to the sideline, they'll be able to go back and watch that play. NFL, you can't watch it. You see pictures. UFL, 9 iPads.
That's access to go through. You mentioned Latimer, 6-year NFL veteran, 3 in the black and gold for the Brahmas. Guy who has said that this is his last year of football. He has said that going into the year. To the edge and a big hit on Justin Smith, who got blown up by Anthula Kelly for a loss, and now it's third down.
Latimer is also a Super Bowl champion, and so he won a Super Bowl with the Broncos, knows how to win. He's been through ups and downs in life, but he's the leader. I was at their practice last week. I asked the coaches, who's the leader of the team? They all pointed to Cody Latimer.
He's a wide receiver, tight end combo, and he's now in this A.J. Smith offense. Won that Super Bowl with Wade Phillips as the defensive coordinator of the Broncos. From Broncos to Brahmas. 20 seconds to go until halftime. And on third down and 11, a 5-man rush, low throw, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jontre Kirkland, and it's fourth down with 14 seconds to go in the second quarter.
So you can tell they're thinking about the field goal.
Well, he did tell Cole he's excited for his first one. He said he's excited to drill it through the uprights. The social media sensation destroying Donald Delahaye. We get a whistle before his
to the
kick.
snap, timeout, DC. That's their first of the half.
So Reggie Barlow ices destroying, who did miss it, smiles about it, and gets a breakfast bowl.
You still got to let us sub, though.
Not in this scenario with it end of the half. So if it was in the middle of the first quarter, yeah, we'd let you sub, but in this scenario, we don't do subs inside.
So when they sub, you really? Yeah. No, you have to sub, man.
Inside 2,
Coach,
inside 2.
block, Coach.
Inside 2, it's kind of like.
See them talking about the substitution rules, but going back to destroying, Donald Delahaye hadn't kicked in 7 years. 6 months ago, he said, man, I'm seeing players live out their dreams in what was the XFL. What if I could live out my dreams? We started training in Arizona, this place called PEP. Started getting with Nick Novak, this 10-year NFL veteran, now a kicking coach, a kicking specialist. Even Pat McAfee saw him kick and said, man, I love this dude's leg. He's got a leg. Mark Lillibridge wants to see it now.
Well, 58 is some kind of leg, and now look at this. They're going to motion here on fourth down and 11. And the punter, Brad Wing, takes the snap. He wants to throw. Brad Wing lofts it downfield, and it's caught! To the goal line! Touchdown! It's the center, Alex Millett! It's mayhem!
Oh yeah, baby! Let's go Brahmas! Woo! Hey, boy, hey!
Call it a thick 6, baby!
Going for two, middle of the field. Going for 2. Hoosier, middle of the field, Hoosier.
We heard Alex Millett say he's been overlooked time and time again. He's a starting center, not a receiver, center. He picked his guards. This is who I want at guard. Now he said, no, this is what I want when the play call is on the line. 40-yard ton, Alex Millett.
For a San Antonio team that was plus 1,200, you said, to win the UFL championship, the worst odds of anyone in the league, they're up by 11 on DC, a 9-1 team from last year who went to the XFL title game.
And they're playing fearless. Brad Wing, the punter, not the quarterback, the punter threw the touchdown, is fearless. That's Peyton Pardee, special teams coordinator. Shout out.
Garbers on the extra point. Gets wrapped up by Davin Bellamy. Hope you got plus 1,200 while you could. Here's a trick play, and walk us through what you saw on this, Sam, from Brad Wing and the construction.
So the first thing you see Brad Wing, and they're going to see the motion. As long as we get that thing playing. Brad Wing was a punter, moved up to about 6 yards. You think it's going to be a pooch punt, but it's not. So let's get this thing to play. Once we get the play playing, you'll see Brad Wing's going to motion. Boom, let's pause it right there. That, as you see right here, Alex Millette was lined up on the edge of the line of scrimmage, so he was an eligible receiver. He's the tight end. That's where he was lined up. And so the reason this play works is not that he was lined up at center. No, he was lined up as wing, meaning he's eligible to receive a pass. He did a swim move outside. As a defender, you're not really sure how to defend it. Most teams do a zone. They do 3 deep, but those throwbacks really hard to defend. And so, funny enough, I was at practice one day. I didn't see this at practice. No one saw this at practice. So this is where the trick plays come into play. Confidence by Brad Wing. Center, who was playing the wing on the field goal team, receives it right down the middle.
You got all that? Because that's the good stuff right there.
That's the good stuff.
How about the arm on Brad Wing as well? 33-year-old NFL veteran in Wing, the punter, who thought his football days were over, has said he thought he would never play again. But last year, played in the XFL. And then in the summer, he had a dream. He said that he played for the Steelers again, who he used to play for. And lo and behold, last year, he ends up with the Steelers, and he's with Cole Kublik.
All right, Brad Wing, got to talk me through this play that you just had on first off. Are you the first punter in the history of football to wear a visor?
Yeah, doctor's order, sorry. Yeah, that fake, we've run it a bunch.
That was the intended route, correct?
It was not the intended route. We've never completed it in practice. So we saved it for the right time, I guess. But yeah, that was not how that was supposed to go, but we'll take it.
How many routes are there available for you to actually throw to on that play?
There's supposed to be one route, and that was not the one, so, but it worked. So thank God. Happy Easter.
You get to keep your visor now.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Bentley.
Brad Wing threw one pass ever in the NFL. It got intercepted. And so on a play here, drawn up by Peyton Pardee, that had one option, he finds the guy who was never the option in Alex Millette. Folks, again, this is the goods. This is why you lock in on the United Football League. Booker Williams got away, and then he gets wrapped up at about the 14-yard line. So, Wade Phillips with a lot to like at the end of the first half. They have never successfully run this in practice, so sure enough, it works.
And that motion, you see that motion out, it kind of gets the defense thrown off. You see, right at the edge of the line of scrimmage, you're going to see number 55 swim out, and he goes out. Alex Millette, he waits. Brad Wing has so much patience, lobs it up. And then all of a sudden, 40 yards later, jumping for joy.
And had you had a camera on us here in the booth, you would have seen that exact reaction after the touchdown on 4th down when we thought we were going to see a destroying punt. Sam Acho, Mike Monaco with you, Cole and Stormy down on the field. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say. And think about the momentum that swung, right? You're thinking destroying. This story, he's going to get this huge kick, 58-yarder. No, all of a sudden there's motion. You think, okay, I thought it was going to be a punt. It wasn't. A play that they had run before that had never worked. And so now we're going to see what DC's made of. Last year, they were 9-1. They were the team to beat. Last year, these two teams technically played each other. It was Houston, but the same coaching staff. DC won that game. How will they respond? Who's going to step up at receiver? Who's going to step up at running back? And also from the San Antonio side, Will they put their foot on the pedal? Yep. Or will they maybe run more trick play? What's going to happen? That's what I'm excited to see in this game.
As we hit halftime here at the Alamo Dome and kickoff weekend of the United Football League. So if you're just joining us, what are you watching? Glad you asked. This is the league that is the merger of the XFL and the USFL, with 8 teams separated into 2 conferences, the XFL and the USFL. 10 weeks, 4 playoff teams. Title game is in St. Louis, which is one of the markets where they are rabid about football, averaging like 35,000 fans last year in the XFL. And with 8 teams, including here in San Antonio, and this is the map of the teams around the league.
So you're going to see there's the XFL Conference, DC, St. Louis, Arlington, San Antonio. Then the USFL Conference. You're going to see Michigan, Memphis, Birmingham, Houston. They will play against each other. There'll be inter-conference games, intra-conference games. Then all of a sudden, you're going to have a chance to go to the playoffs. And then the teams have the playoffs, and whoever wins in those playoffs plays in a championship game. And so it is one league, but there is this sense of, man, I'm in the USFL conference. We're better than you. I'm in the XFL conference. We're better. This is an intra-conference game, but the inter-conference matchups are huge.
Part of a big day here on ESPN that continues tonight with our first Sunday night baseball matchup of the season, featuring Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals against Shohei, Mookie, Freddie, and the Dodgers. By the way, with Kike Hernandez mic'd up. Our coverage starts with Baseball Tonight Sunday night countdown at 6 Eastern on ESPN. Yeah, we got the fans here as well. On this Easter Sunday, what an end to that first half here at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Score, go for 1, 2, or 3. So this lead can be gone very quickly.
Let's take a look at today's first half stats, brought to you by Progressive. Expertly done out of the break there, my friend Sam Macho, with this game separated by 11. So, what do we got? Who would have thought that DC only puts up 81 total yards in that first half, and meanwhile, the Brahmas look pretty explosive offensively, and you said that before the game.
This is who they are, and offensive coordinator A.J. Smith wants to be explosive. He went back and watched the 1975 Atlanta Falcons in the offseason because he wanted to say, how can I make this offense even better? He went back and watched the Dolphins, even Atlanta this last season, for their running game. So he wants to be explosive. That's who he is. And then lastly, they're much more talented this year than they were last year. And so the talent is increased, level of explosiveness is increased, but also the mindset of how can I consistently get better. That's what the 35-year-old offensive coordinator is going through his mind as he's getting ready for this season.
So you get 219 yards in our first half stats, brought to you by Progressive. Well, there he is. Excited about the way that half ended here on kickoff weekend in the UFL. Destroying Donald Delahaye, gets it away. And Puka Williams takes off out across the 25, and he gets swung down. And that's where DC will start after the tackle from Garrett Nelson.
During the return, holding number 18, receiving team. Sorry. Holding on the kicking team, number 18. Yes. I'm sorry, receiving team. Number 18, receiving team.
On white, right?
Spot foul, yes. 10 yards, spot foul.
Is your flag good?
Is your flag good? End of the run. I'm so sorry. End of the run.
Holding, number 18, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. It's first down.
One of the benefits that at least football fans I think will appreciate in this league is the rule. So that was a 10-yard penalty, but in rules that are half the distance to the goal, they're not going to be applied. It's going to be the full extent of the penalty all the way up to 2 yards. So if that was a 15-yard penalty, it wouldn't be half the distance. Let's say you're at the 30, back to the 50. No, it's going to be all the way applied in order to really enforce the rule.
All right, so Jordan Ta'amu starts out with the live line, favoring San Antonio by 6.5. Ta'amu to the sideline to Brandon Smith. Remember, a guy who had a drop, much to his head coach's displeasure, hauls that one in for a good gain of 7.
And they're hoping he can be the #1 receiver with Lucky Jackson gone right now to the Minnesota Vikings and Chris Blair to the Falcons. They're looking for a guy to step up. They're hoping that he's him.
Jordan Ta'amu, the reigning XFL Offensive Player of the Year, directing this offense.
22, 10. Here we go, here we go. Yep. Get set.
Brian Banks gets us spotted. As Ta'amu attacks this defense off the deflection, Briley Moore hung with it and made the catch for a first down.
Red, white, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah.
Off the ricochet, the tight end Moore
Here we go.
with a first down against this Will Reed-led Brahmas defense in his first year on the job with Wade Phillips. Ta'amu rifles one too high for Kelvin Harmon.
You're seeing the San Antonio Brahmas defenders play a lot tighter in coverage. One thing Wade Phillips said,
G3 check.
bigger.
G3 check.
Red, Z flood. Spread left, Zach. Red, Z flood.
And with Will Reed calling the shots, guy who had been a defensive coordinator at D2 Southern Arkansas, but goes back a long way with Wade Phillips.
Was an intern for him at the Cowboys.
Pre-snap flag ahead of second down.
False start, number 59, offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
It's on Gene DeLance, the former Florida Gator. Yeah, it's a great story. An intern, and so they have this long history. And Will Reed saw that Wade Phillips got the job and thought to himself, wow, he's now the answer to a trivia question. The only guy to be a pro head coach in the 3 major cities in Texas. So Will Reed calls Wade Phillips to tell him that. Well, 8 days later, Wade calls him back and offers him this job. More penalties.
And Will Reed had said initially,
false start, number 70,
Will Reed
offense.
had actually said initially that I didn't call you to get a job. I'm fine where I'm at. I'm actually recruiting right now at the college where I'm at. I just wanted to say congratulations. You are the answer to a trivia question.
G3 buzz, G3 buzz, G3 buzz.
Wade Phillips says, hey, would you consider? And Will Reed says, yes.
First got connected back in the early 90s, the two of them. Now he's got cameras in his face, microphones on him. A second down and 20. Ta'amu unloads across the middle for Brandon Smith, and he's got it complete out to the 33-yard line.
One thing you're hearing from Will Reed, defensive coordinator, G3 buzz. That means cover 3. You're going to have 3 guys deep. It's going to be a zone. But one thing Ta'amu sees is, hey, there's holes and windows in that zone. And so you hear that G3 buzz. You're in, okay, cover 3. Safety, I want you to buzz down to the curl flag.
Third down and 5. Ta'amu rolls to his right and lofts it too tall for Chris Rowland. And it brings up fourth down for the defenders.
We were talking to Will Reed earlier in the week, and he said that he's still learning from Wade Phillips. He has the utmost respect for Wade Phillips. He says that, man, I feel like I'm back in elementary school talking about different styles of defense and what do I call in certain situations. Wade Reed actually loves teaching him.
Wade Phillips group up by 11 with his new coordinator calling the shots. Marquez Stevenson lets this one bounce out of bounds just inside the 35. Just over 3 minutes into the third. Chase Garber's back to work for the Brahmas next.
Brahmas up 20-9 on DC as we welcome you in to Stormy Sportsbook, taking a look at some of the progression of how the odds have moved around throughout the course of this game. DC opened a 6-point favorite. They were bet down quickly. San Antonio took money right before kickoff, where this thing began 4.5. Throughout the game, we have seen things completely flip. San Antonio has dominated control. They've been an offensive powerhouse. After the first quarter, they were a 2.5-point favorite. Now they're 9.5-point favorites on the live line. Minus 750 money line, guys. So a team that was an underdog coming into this, you would have to lay $70 to win back 10 at this point. That's how expected they are to finish this thing out.
And we'll see if they can as they give it to Anthony McFarland, and he wrestles away and picks up 5 yards.
One thing you love about Anthony McFarland's game, yes, he's a great receiver out of the backfield, but he loves bouncing it to the edge. He has that kind of speed. You see the strength there, shrugging off tacklers, but the speed to get to the edge is what makes him different.
He was high school teammates with Chase Young at DeMatha in the DMV. Anthony McFarland was an Under Armour All-American, played for the Terps, left early. You said it earlier, 4th-round pick of the Steelers in 2020. Jontre Kirkland, ooh, makes a man miss with some wiggle. Escaped Francis Bernard, and he's got a first down.
And Francis Bernard can play. Francis Bernard was one of the best tacklers on this team last season. You see Isaiah Johnson getting the edge, but that doesn't matter when you're Jontre Kirkland, when you have the speed, agility, and quickness to make guys miss.
Trace right, H-Spirit, Denver punch on the
Knew that tackle in the game, fellas. Derek Kelly looks like he's cramping over here on the sideline.
Former Florida State Seminole has gone off, and Chuck Filiaga, who played at Michigan and Minnesota, has come in. McFarland on the ground with a good lane. And A.J. Smith's offense continues to cook. Swearinger the stop after 8.
And one thing you see with some of this run game and some of these outside quick passes, it could be a setup for, we heard it, that pump call, if you hear it when we hear it again, for a pump.
Trace right, H Disco Celtics.
Yep.
So this will be that stretch play that they said they were going to put in, Acho. Outside zone.
And that pistol means the running back is going to stay right behind the quarterback. Defense doesn't know which side he's going to go to.
John Lovitz. Cole, you got into the weeds on this stuff with A.J. Smith. Outside zone and where it comes from, what can you tell us?
Well, the stretch play is the basis, the genesis of a lot of different offenses run game. You watch what Missouri's done. You watch what Baylor's done over the years. A lot of teams sort of live and die on it. You don't see a lot of run and shoot teams want to go to it, though. But A.J. talked about how it forces corners to play, how it forces the secondary to play. He thinks if they can get that play rolling, it's just going to open up even more in the passing game.
Official true line of measurement, short by 18 inches to bring up 3rd down. Pistol again, pre-snap motion again. And love it. Up the middle on 3rd down. Very close, and it looks like 4th down. And some barking back and forth.
You can hear them saying it's short. Those referees are going to spot the ball. Once the ball is spotted, that's when True Line comes in and shows you what the distance is to the 1st down.
Well, it's been interesting. San Antonio's been aggressive on 4th down in this game. From the opening start of this game, their first drive converted a couple. Another true line of measurement. So they picked up 2 inches on the Lovett run. And DC has been conservative.
Frisco.
4th down at 16 inches for Chase Garbers, the quarterback who kept it. It is close again. And we'll see. So again, traditional spotting mechanism from the officials. Then the cameras come in and measure once the ball is spotted, and the chains will never come out onto the field because of that. It looks like DC got a stop. What a stand by the defenders defensively early on here in the 3rd.
So you see that true line measurement showing us how close they are. It looks like they're 7 inches down. Could challenge it. But if you want to hold it, play defense.
2 plays. They got 11 inches. They needed 7 more.
Francis Bernard in on a critical stop for this defense. How big was that here early in the half to get your momentum going back on your side?
It's big, but we just got to keep chipping at it. We got more coming, so the more we just do our job and everyone just stays disciplined, we'll come. The outcome of the game will be what we expect.
What has been the biggest challenge for this Brahmas offense?
Really, there's nothing to it. It's been us, being a little bit undisciplined in the first half, and so we're settled down right now, going to be able to do our job, and so, like I said, we're going to be able to cook this half.
Thanks, Francis.
Yep.
Super smart Mike linebacker who has spent parts of a couple of years with the Cowboys. He's entertaining. He's got a live mic on him as well today. Jordan Ta'amu and the defenders back to work, and he takes a shot downfield into coverage and incomplete. Wanted Brandon Smith, tease Tabor in coverage.
So look at Francis Bernard right on the edge. So he knows they ran this stick before. Slide over, be physical, stay low, low man wins. Don't let Garbers get that first down. So that's a huge heads-up play by Francis Bernard. It missed the tackle earlier, but made up for it with that huge 4th down stop.
Utah native in on the stop. 11-point margin midway through the 3rd. 4-man rush. Ta'amu steps up, got rid of it toward the sideline, and he's got a completion. It's Ty Scott for a 1st down, but there's a flag back in the vicinity of Ta'amu.
Result of play got hands to the face by the defense, number 9. Hands by the face by the defense, number 9. What do we have?
The result of the play is a 1st down.
First down. It's a, was it a running play?
Completed catch. Completed catch.
Okay, so that's a, that's a previous spot foul of declining. Illegal use of hands to the face, number 9, defense. That play is declined. Results of the play is a 1st down.
Another penalty pass rushing on Wyatt Ray out of Boston College.
He's big, he's strong. Hands just got a little high on that one, trying to go speed and power. You see that. A couple penalties, still a couple sacks. Try to have those sacks outweigh the penalties. Get the hands lower, like you said, on the previous play. Just get a little bit lower. But sometimes first game, you play high.
Reminder, another UFL game still to come right here on ESPN, about an hour away. Ta'amu down the middle of the field to his tight end, Alex Ellis. And he gets crunched down at about the 25 after 18 yards.
Alex Ellis, a 2016 undrafted free agent to the Tennessee Titans. Look at, it's that zone defense again. Sometimes as an offensive player, just sit down in the zone, quarterback will find you.
1st down for the defenders. In the hands of Ta'amu, throwing toward the sideline, and incomplete under pressure from Tim Ward. Well, teams last year in the XFL that trailed by at least 10 at the half, they only went 1-11. So only one comeback win when the margin was double figures at halftime. And Stormy said San Antonio a little while ago, they were minus 750 on the live line to win. So that's the type of comeback this would be for Reggie Barlow and his team.
But this is a team that has come back like that before. Earlier in the season last year, DC down, comeback win. That's who they are.
Puka Williams, former stud for the Kansas Jayhawks, got to the edge and goes out of bounds inside the 20 with this defender's offense on the move.
It was pretty cool talking to DC offensive coordinator Fred Kais before the game about Puka Williams. He said he has really changed his life. He said he's come a long way this offseason. They spent a lot of time together. Said he's kind of taken him under his wing, and he has a ton of explosive ability.
Fred Kais told us that Puka Williams might have the best camp of anyone on their offense. He can be electric. 3rd down and 1 with Ta'amu under center. And we've got whistles and perhaps a delay of game.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense. By their penalty, it's still 3rd down.
Cole, we saw some procedure issues earlier in this quarter. DC offensively, we see a delay of game there. What are you seeing from their offense and the O-line and everything?
Well, first and foremost, procedure, jumping a little bit off sides, and once you do it, it gets into your mind, it gets into your head, and I think there is a little more noise here than maybe DC thought there was going to be. And then that defender's going to try to get a jump on you, an obvious passing down, so you're trying to get off the ball a little bit more quickly. You hear different things. It's tough to stay in your normal routine.
It was their 4th penalty this quarter, and now again, with the noise coming up, we got pre-snap movement on the right side of the offensive line on Gene DeLance.
Neutral zone infraction, number 45, defense, 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
But it goes against Delonte Scott.
So I don't know about that one. This is a play, you may not want to challenge it. You can challenge it. Dante Scott, that's his 2nd neutral zone infraction, but going back and looking at it, looks like he was keying the offensive lineman. Cole, you may see it differently. Keying the offensive lineman saying, hey, you move first, I'm going to move after you.
You and I are always going to see that on different angles. I will say, Coach Phillips reached for the flag 2 different times. He didn't throw it.
Doesn't want it, and on 3rd and 1, up the middle, Cam Harris has it up for a 1st down.
And part of the reason why he may not have thrown it, he said, we asked him its criteria for challenging a player. Remember, UFL rules, a coach can challenge any play they desire, whether it was called or not called, just have to be specific. He said he wants to do it in the fourth quarter. If they're down, the situation has to make sense. So I get it. This is a 4-point swing potentially, or really even more than 4 because of the extra points, but he wanted to save it for fourth quarter.
Now on first down, inside of 5 minutes to go in the third. Harris got away, and Harris plunges inside the 10. So, Dean, we'll ask you, had Wade Phillips challenged, do you think he would have won?
I know he would have won because I'm making the decision, but I'm looking at the angles here, and it was clear that the defender did not get into the neutral zone prior to the right tackle reacting. So in order for it to be on the defender, he has to get into the neutral zone. So really it was a false start.
So, Dean, that's a play that you don't review. You saw some things are reviewable. That's not one that you'll automatically review. Coach has to challenge.
That's a coach's challenge only.
Second out to Amu. Just gets rid of it. Dean knows what the call would have been. No one man should have all that power, they once said. He's the best. So now it brings up third down and 5 with DC on this extended drive approaching 9 plays.
Harry! Texas bunch right, Jack. Yellow, wide mesh. Come on, ready.
DC is 3 for 8 on third downs in this game. To Amu against pressure, pumps, slipped it out for Ellis, and nearly intercepted off the ricochet. Fourth down.
You see the leader of the defense right there, 29, A.J. Hendy, had a chance to intercept that ball. Jordan Williams with the jump, the number 15, made that ball go in a different direction. Hendy didn't get it. Jordan Mosley as well. They played together. Both safeties played together last year in Houston. Could have been a game-changing play.
Instead, it's a chance for DC and Matt McCrane to make this a one-score game. From 28 yards, good from as long as 50. And McCrane, one of the most accurate kickers in Big 12 history, is now 4 for 4. It is a one-score game. Getting late in this third quarter on kickoff weekend in the UFL. Championship continues tomorrow with 2 more Elite 8 matchups right here on ESPN and the app. It's a rematch, LSU and Iowa. Caitlin Clark and company, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And then UConn, USC, Beckers, Watkins. Let's go.
Paige Buckets, not Paige Beckers, Paige Buckets. And then Flage and Angel Reese going against Caitlin Clark. That's going to be a matchup for the ages.
South Carolina, perfect 35-0. They're playing right now on ABC and only up by 4 at the half on Oregon State. Paxton Brooks gets it away to the electric scatback Bryson Aline. It's brought down just past the 25.
Here we go.
A.J. Smith leading this offense with Chase Garbers at the controls, making his first career professional start after Garbers, a 24-year-old with a lot of starting experience at Cal collegiately, beat out Quentin Dormady, played in the XFL last year. See the numbers for Garbers this afternoon here at the Alamo Dome.
Easy. We're good. We're good.
Coach has praised his leadership and the way he's got all sorts of arm angles he can throw from. We've seen that today. Garber's under pressure, and he gets swung down by Malik Fisher.
So Fisher's a former rugby player, grew up in New York, played football, played rugby, played flag rugby. Didn't know that was a thing until I started doing some research. But he is an animal. He loves this game of football, and he actually had to take a 25-minute bus ride to go to practice because that's how it was in New York.
A New York City native. Out of the backfield, Marquez Stevenson got it close to the sticks before he got wrapped up by Isaiah Johnson. And it's 12 yards.
Hoy to trace right, wide out motion, Bucks key 3. Hoy to trace right, wide out motion, Bucks key 3.
Wide out motion, Bucks key 3 on the right break.
Bucks will be their gap scheme run.
So trying to go to the ground on 3rd down and 1. San Antonio has not converted a 3rd down in this game. Love it. On the gap scheme, plunges forward. Fisher stopped him, but it is a 1st down for the Brahmas to keep it moving up by 8.
Cole, when they say gap scheme, what do they mean specifically by that?
Yeah, so pin and pull. So some offensive linemen are going to block back. The opposite direction of the ball is
Auto Boston bail. Auto Boston bail.
2 are going to pull around them. So you pin it down and you pull it around. You saw Aaron Montero, right guard, 67, pulling around there. Didn't necessarily get the kick out, but a pretty good cut by the back. Let him pick up 1st down yardage.
Pulling on the field, the runner obtained the line to gain. It's on the further review.
I'm on my near cart right now, which is looking right down the line to gain, and I've got a right knee down. He's contacted, and the ball is clearly short. I can see he's clearly short.
That was cover 2 on Z-Go. I don't know why he's fucking told me to check.
All right, Brian, we have him short, a half a yard. This is going to set up 4th down. We're going to put the ball at the 35 and a half. It's the left hash, and it'll set up a 4th and a half.
After review, the runner is down at the 35.5-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
Dean Blandino out of the U.S. Army Command Center. And the goal is both to get it right and to be transparent. So you can hear Dean as he goes through this. We check out the True Line official measurement as well.
And Dean, this was not something that the coaches challenged. You actually went back and looked at this from the control center.
This was, yes, us in the command center, all of those reviewable play situations, which would include the line to gain. We could see he was clearly short, and we moved it back because obviously 3rd going to 4th down is a big play.
Puka Williams off the Brad Wing punt, which was a good one, and Williams cannot escape. Wyatt Ray got to him, and DC will be backed up to its 10. Hey, coming up next, 3 Eastern, right here on ESPN, the 2nd game of this United Football League doubleheader. It's the Houston Roughnecks hosting the Memphis Showboats at Rice Stadium. Jared Garantano will be in action for Houston. Spread is just Memphis by 1. I'm going to say it because she's humble. Stormy Bonatoni, 2-0 yesterday with her picks on the first 2 games in the UFL.
I wonder how Stormy's feeling about her picks today so far in this one.
She had the over, right? We're at 32, and the over-under was somewhere around 42.5, 43.5.
We got a chance, gentlemen. We got a chance to get that over.
Yeah, 42.5. The over-under. Final minute in the 3rd, and Ta'amu gets swung down for a loss by Tim Ward. Stormy's sportsbook looked like this.
Okay, so yesterday went well, which I felt like inevitably meant that today was going to crash and burn. But like I said, still alive here today. And I got Memphis +1 in that late game today. We've seen a flip of favorites now where Houston's favored, but I thought the wrong team was favored, and the market has shown as much. Houston's going to be without their star running back, Mark Thompson, with injury, and the Showboats roster is really good. Rock solid offense, loaded running back room. I think they're going to have a day.
Harris on the ground for 2 yards. Who needs algorithms when you've got Stormy? The line moves based on what she thinks.
It's not algorithms, Stormy rhythms.
If only.
In the waning seconds of this 3rd quarter here at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. We got a flag that flies in at the end of this, and these teams getting mixed up. We will sort it all out when we come back to Texas. The Brahmas lead the Defenders by 8.
Head coach Wade Phillips of the San Antonio Brahmas. I saw you reaching for that flag on the challenge a little bit earlier. What's sort of your philosophy as you still have it in your pocket taking it to the 4th quarter?
Well, usually you keep it for a big play, you know, that can change the game rather than a 5-yard penalty. But they told me upstairs that it was okay, so I didn't challenge.
Overall, feeling good about your team through 3 quarters?
Yeah, we just got to finish the game. We're winning. We just got to keep going.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
So Wade Phillips didn't want it on that earlier 5-yard penalty. Speaking of penalties, Dean Blandino in the U.S. Army Command Center. Dean, can you just clean up what happened at the end of that before the break?
What's that?
We'll try to get back to Dean in a moment, but the penalty was on Garrett Nelson. So it goes against San Antonio and moves the ball out to the 23. For the defenders, trailing by 8 on kickoff weekend in the UFL as we start the 4th quarter. Cam Harris on the ground. So, Dean, that penalty on Garrett Nelson, what did you guys see?
Yeah, so after the play, we went to the quarter break, and Garrett, he pushed a DC player after the play, and the officials threw the flag. So it was a dead ball foul, down counts, and then we'll tack on the 15 to start the 4th quarter.
All right, so they got that. Then they just got 4 from Harris, and now Jordan Ta'amu has the pocket collapse. Wyatt Ray again alongside Delonte Scott.
All you see when you watch Wade Phillips coach teams, they want to get one-on-ones with guys who can rush. You talk about guys who are natural pass rushers. You see Delonte Scott, you see Wyatt Ray. They both met at the quarterback. Hey, let's have a party at the QB. Get off that block. You see that's Wyatt Ray right there. Get off that block. Meet me at the QB. That should be noted. 8-point game. A score and a 3-point conversion gives DC the lead.
3rd down and 10 for Jordan Ta'amu. Under pressure. Got rid of it for Scott to make the catch at the 45. Ta'amu heaved it up there. Scott comes down with it for 43 yards.
Ty Scott played with the Chiefs last year as an undrafted free agent. He was on the team, but there's going to be a busted assignment. Great game up front, but better job on the offensive line. Then all of a sudden, busted assignment. Hendy tries to make the play. It's not enough. Try to reroute. If that's cover 2, you got to get a bigger reroute in order for that play to be successful defensively.
And then Scott with the drop on a rifle from Ta'amu. 2nd out.
What's interesting about this game is that it feels like it's been in San Antonio's favor, but DC's playing it smart. Field goals, field position as well. Then get your touchdown. Maybe you go for 2, maybe you go for the win. It's still early, but that clock is ticking.
There haven't been rash decisions. They haven't needed or felt like getting super aggressive. Ta'amu on the out pattern has Kelvin Harmon. Takes it toward the 20. Bryce Thompson in on the stop.
Ace right.
12 yards.
Ace right. Red, Y under.
Red, Y under. Red.
He's hurt.
Got a guy down.
That's Bryce Thompson.
Coach, we got this
24-year-old former Tennessee Vol who played, as you mentioned, Sam, in the XFL last year with Seattle and has NFL experience with the Saints. Got a look with the Dolphins after last year. Check on him when we come back. 8-point game, Brahmas in front. 40-yard receiving touchdown, but Alex Mollett is the site of today's game flow, brought to you by Progressive for what he did earlier.
I've been an underdog my whole career.
Gets this delivery from Brad Wing for a thick 6 that is sweeping the nation, folks.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go, Brahmas! Woo! Hey, boy, hey!
All right, Alex, you just had to take us through the touchdown earlier. Just any opportunity that you thought that might be coming to you?
That ball was not supposed to come to me. I didn't think it was going to come to me, but it happened, and I just thank the big man upstairs that I got to catch a touchdown on Easter Sunday.
Ball in the air. Do you have any idea what you were thinking at the time?
My mind was completely blank. I was just like, I hope I don't drop this. And then once I caught it, I turned around and no one was near me, so I went for it.
All right, so I'm going to ask you what I asked you on the field. I think you're a little too amped up to actually hear it. Do you have any idea the impact and what you've done for us fat guys everywhere?
I know it's all of our dreams. I know that we put that fake in, and we talked about I was just more of a decoy, but, you know, stuff hit the fan, and I was there, so. But I love it for fat guys.
There you go, guys. I'm putting in #1 fat guy touchdown all time. I don't care what Gold Jr. says.
You know what, Gold? Jeff Schwartz, he's saying the same thing. He said the best play in UFL history happened on the first weekend. Jordan Ta'amu finds Kiki QT, and he's got a first down. So that trick play, that's the last touchdown in this game. And so the lead has dwindled for San Antonio and Millette to 8. DC's on the move, and they just got 13 with QT.
They just got 13. If they score here, they have 3 options. Go for 1, go for 2, go for 3. Obviously, in this situation, you're likely at least going for 2 to tie or going for 3 to get a lead if you do score. But on the other hand, yes, he's excited, but he knows how close this game is.
First down and goal. Jordan Ta'amu to Ellis, and dropped it, and they're going to call it incomplete. Nate Wheeland, the linebacker, was right with Alex Ellis, and an incompletion.
He never gains firm control of the ball. He's bobbling it the entire time. Good call. Yeah, you can see he never gets firm control. He tries to put it away. He's losing it. The ball hits the ground.
Get tight, Red Rocket. On one, ready. Get tight.
So again, that's Dean Blandino in the U.S. Army Command Center talking things through, the officiating crew and head referee Brian Banks. Reggie Barlow raced onto the field, and you heard him calling the timeout with the play clock winding down. Reset it. And they used their first in this half.
Talk to them, they didn't reset.
And he thinks there wasn't a reset.
Please.
You can tell he's reminding the officials, hey, I can't get my timeout back now, but hey, make sure you reset the clock in that situation. At the other side, you got to be quicker. If you're on offense, no matter if it's a catch or no catch, be quicker, get up to the line. You don't want to waste the timeout in a critical situation like this.
And again, you can hear directly the conversations from Reggie Barlow.
We already got the ball down. I'm not sure if he made an announcement or was it loud enough for you to hear.
Yeah,
The reigning XFL Coach of the Year. Told you they lost in the title game last year.
It was an incomplete pass, and the guy said he said it over the intercom like he said he did on this reporting thing.
Reggie told us after losing that XFL title game, he woke up every 30 minutes crying. That's how much it meant to him at the end of last year.
He said he slept like a baby, so waking up every 30 minutes. Uncomfortable.
He presides over this. DC down by 8, inside of 11 minutes to go. A drive that started on the defender's own 10. It's got 10 plays and 82 yards and counting. Jordan Ta'amu, time to throw for QT, and a touchdown. DC can tie it with 2.
Left pass, 2 left pass, and we got a flag. So we may get this at the 1. Hey, look at this guy, stop this guy right here.
59 spitting on the defensive player, and I'm going to eject
See
him.
if you can get a shot here. Whoa. Of what? They're saying he spit at him and they're going to eject him.
Reggie Barlow thought it was going to be
on the kickoff on the try, right?
They have number 9 spitting at the opponent.
Dean, are you there?
Checking with the coach right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Brian.
Okay. I've got 59 spitting on the defensive.
Okay,
behind the play. I'm going to eject.
We're good with that.
I do.
Okay, go for it.
I do. Okay.
I mean, he's got 59 spitting.
You know what they can have on the try or the succeeding kick? Was it touchdown? Yeah, try or the succeeding kickoff.
Checking with the coach.
I don't know if we're going to get a shot of it. It was after.
Yeah, they want to try.
Okay.
So
after the play, flagrant personal foul, number 59 of the offense. He's ejected. The flagrant foul will be enforced on the try.
So a lot to unpack here. Gene DeLance, after the touchdown, spitting on an opposing player. Brian Banks, the referee, and this crew decided to stick with it.
Hey, get your man. Hey, your boy spit on me again, it's over. He spit on me again, it's over. Yes, get your boy. Get your boy.
So Delonte Scott says that he got spit on by Gene DeLance, who gets ejected, and this penalty has apparently the option to be enforced on a try when DC is trying to tie this game.
Well, that's huge. I love the composure by Delonte Scott. He could have retaliated, and usually the second person gets penalized. Instead, he communicates, and all of a sudden now you're going to see this 15-yard penalty.
If you go for one, it'll be...
Not one is 17.
One is 17, two is 25.
For the Brahmas, Andre Guerrero's trying to convince Wade Phillips to throw the flag because the right tackle moved early on that game.
So we'll go from the... Yeah, hold up,
And he's convinced that the right tackle moved early and wants him to call it back.
So you could have a challenge from Wade Phillips on the same guy who has already been ejected from this game.
That's what they're talking about. Wade Phillips and Andre Gerard, the 5-time Pro Bowler offensive line coach for San Antonio.
Just finding out right now
so
what
again,
Coach Barlow wants
you
to do.
have a challenge that you can use.
Dean, can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got a challenge flag potential, but I'm with you, Brian. Go ahead.
Sorry, this is Steven, by the way. I'm letting you know that Coach Phillips wants to challenge the play that there was a false start on the right side of the offensive tackle. Can we do that?
That? Absolutely. Yep, cue it up.
All right. So
okay, he wants to challenge that.
So we also have that 15-yard penalty that has to be enforced, right? Just give me my number. And he's early. Oh, man. No, is it? Is it 59? Okay.
Wade Phillips is using his challenge. You see that red dash on the bottom of your screen? It's flickering because he is using it in this spot where he told you he wants to use it.
ESPN knows we're looking at the right tackle. The right tackle moving early. And he does clearly go early.
Dean, are you there?
And as Cole
Brian,
said, A.J. Smith
He's
with an
challenging
iPad
the
that has
false
video
start,
has already
potential
seen
false
this.
start by the right tackle. We have early movement by the right tackle, so we're going to make this a false start. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. We'll give you the information. We still have to enforce the sportsmanlike as well.
So the previous spot was what?
Previous spot is the 8. Right left hash. My down and distance on that was 2nd and goal. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. We're going to force the false start from the 8.
Spot was the 8?
And then we're going to... So we're going to go... It was 2nd and goal at the left hash. We have the false start. And then we've got the 15-yard penalty on top of that.
Yeah, you cut out for the majority. Where was the previous spot?
Left line, left hash.
8-yard line. Okay, thank you. So we're going to go from the 8, this 5-yard penalty, and then we're going to go 15 from there.
That's correct.
It'll be second down because we can't
It'll
play,
be 2nd
correct?
and goal.
Yes. Yep, I'm good.
Okay.
So what was the right tackle's number? It was
5'9", same
59.
player, 59.
Yeah, 59. Yeah, same player. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Dean.
Very good.
Amanda, we're good. Look, I'm over here. I'm here with you.
Obviously,
after review, there was a false start by number 59 to the offense. There will be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. We also had the personal foul that was flagrant by number 59. Both of those fouls will be enforced. The flagrant foul is 15 yards from the succeeding spot. It's still 2nd down.
It's about as costly as penalties get, Cole.
I'm just going to tell you right now, Andre Guerrero deserves a ton of credit for that because I was standing next to him, and he turned and looked at me, and I kind of smiled because I saw the same thing, and he went to bat for that entire time. When the ejection was happening, when everything else was taking place, he was in Wade Phillips' ear saying, we need to challenge the right tackle for a false start. And then obviously A.J. Smith went and watched video of it. He jumped over here and got into the mix and wanted him to do it as well. So a lot of teamwork, and they're going back to what we talked about Wade Phillips a couple of timeouts ago. And he said, Acho, I want to save this for a play that can change the game, and obviously a scoring play. There it was.
A 20-yard penalty, essentially, and essentially a 6 to 9 point swing. Brilliant.
Second and goal from the 28. Ball's out. Ta'amu got it back and got it complete to the sideline. This is utter chaos. Briley Moore hauled it in. And Ta'amu is down. Wow.
I have taunting by number 1. He gave the grave digger sign to the sideline after the guy's in.
So they don't.
Right.
The
First
kid
and
is
foremost, they're looking at Jordan Ta'amu's
quarterback.
health.
They have taunting. They have taunting by number 1.
20-yard line. Okay, so we have a completed pass. We have a taunting after the play by number 1. That's going to be the full 15. It's an automatic first down.
This is going to be a first down for DC. Taunting number 1, taunting the sideline. That's what they call it. It's an incomplete pass, right? Incomplete. Yeah. Oh, from the catch spot. Yep.
Number
30,
1,
the 30.
defense. 15-yard penalty from the succeeding spot. Automatic first down.
So DeAndre Francois, the former Florida State Seminole, loosens up with Jordan Ta'amu, the reigning XFL Offensive Player of the Year, still down after he got popped by Bryce Thompson.
And of course, thoughts and prayers are with Jordan Ta'amu right now for his health. It's good to see him get up and walk out.
A guy who the coaching staff was very surprised Jordan Ta'amu didn't get more opportunities in the NFL after the XFL season last year. Fred Kice told us, I didn't even think there was a 10% chance Ta'amu would be back. So they went out and they looked for guys at quarterback because they didn't think Ta'amu would be in the UFL. They thought he'd be in the NFL. And so one of the guys they landed on was DeAndre Francois, 27-year-old, the backup, was a top 50 recruit in the country, one of the top quarterbacks in his class out of high school, same class as Kyler Murray, goes to Florida State, removed from the program there, then goes to Hampton, and now here he is in the fourth quarter, down 8.
But at Florida State in 2016, he was the ACC Rookie of the Year. So he's got big-time talent, led his team to some big-time comebacks.
It's now first and goal, and on the ground, it's Harris. So Francois leading things. DeAndre posted over the weekend on Instagram. He said, a lot of us get left for dead. Some of us just don't die. Here's his chance. It comes obviously in a situation you would never wish for, but he steps onto the big stage in the fourth quarter.
And I think about last year with Orlando, a team that struggled early, but found a way to get a big win actually against this DC Defenders team halfway through the season. So he has game playing experience in this league. He's confident. He knows exactly what to do. Now it's his time to go and prove it to the world.
Looked like Francois had some issues with his headset comms. Pocket collapses. Francois escapes, and he wiggles forward. Fighting to get yardage back against Wyatt Ray, but it is a loss of 2, and now it's third down, and Ta'amu comes back onto the field.
And it's so good to have Ta'amu come back on the field, but one thing to keep alert of, these pass rushers are still coming. Okay, the penalty, 20 yards, Gene DeLance, the ejection. Now you have a backup right tackle in the game for who's really going to be going against Delonte Scott, who got that last sack fumble on top.
We had a player spit on. We had a super challenge, which you will only find, at least for now, in the United Football League. We've got a starting quarterback back in, and on third and goal, Ta'amu to the sideline. He is picked. Darius Phillips off to the races. Inside the 30. Harmon trying to run him down. Phillips to the 5. This is the UFL.
If you're throwing that out route to the opposite sideline with a DB like Darius Phillips, notice it's that far sideline. Undercut the route, pick it, go, score. As much as you can. Now you get tired, I get it, but hey, undercut that route. You see everyone running. Wyatt trying to go get that block. Huge swing. Great play, Darius. So see the patience. He sees it, playing man-to-man, just undercut the route. That's what you're taught. That's what you drill. You never think you're going to get it in a real game, but you get it in a real game. Now go, finish, big-time play, big-time swing.
89-yard run back for the former Western Michigan Bronco. Spent parts of 5 years in the NFL, Darius Phillips. John Lovett breaks the tackle and gets wrapped up. Cole.
Darius, tell me what you saw on the pick.
Seen the out, covered 3. I seen the out, broke on it. He threw a little inside, I jumped it. That's what I do for real. For real.
Good stuff, appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
How's he got breath left to talk?
Hold up. Thank you. Got the jersey, okay.
Cole's getting up close and personal. Draped all over Darius Phillips like he was on Kelvin Harmon, who, by the way, did not give up on that play.
Hey, great play by Harmon to keep them from scoring that touchdown. Now the defense has to step up. You're asking for guys like Trent Harris to go make a play.
Shovel pass, and nothing doing for Alize Mack, the former Notre Dame tight end. 3rd down and goal, and this DC defense trying to stand tall midway through the 4th.
So if I'm DC, I have to keep them out of the end zone. It's an 8-point game. Keep them out of the end zone, hold them to a field goal, make it 11. It's still a 2-score game. Easy win if you can get to the end zone. But if they score here, now all of a sudden instead of 8, maybe it goes to 16, maybe it's 14. It's not as easy. So defense, you saw DJ Swearinger, he's confident, but they're saying, hey, forget about what the offense did. Let's do our job.
Over under 42.5. You saw we were 11 points from hitting that. First one used by the Brahmas.
You got to tell me the personnel.
Everybody, get your breath. This all started when we thought we had Kiki QT with a touchdown. Could have given them the chance to tie it.
We on the 6? Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, shut up and listen.
Get cover 2. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Hoosier, trips left up.
Wade Phillips used a super challenge, which again, if you're just flipping around and joining us, it's for any penalty called or potential penalty. Cole explained it through the help of his 5-time Pro Bowl offensive line coach. And with the iPads, where video is allowed, San Antonio looked at it, challenged it, got a false start on DC. Jordan Ta'amu comes back into the game, and the first snap, he throws a pick that has set up San Antonio here. 6-point dogs when this line opened. Now leading and looking for more. Chase Garbers, touchdown!
Play calling at its finest. You think about it, this Miami Dolphins kind of offense, the motions, the shifts, the defense, what happens, they start looking outside, you start widening out a little bit, it goes to an empty formation so there's more space. Up front, players thinking it's going to be a pass, they're pass rushing, and that offensive line led by Alex Millette scored the touchdown, the center gets him in the end zone.
So the lead is 14, and again, no kicks for extra points. You can choose to go for 1, 2, or 3. So far on this kickoff weekend, teams are 4 for 4 going for 1 and 4 for 6 going for 2. This is for 1 point from the 2-yard line for the Brahmas. And it's John Lovett on the ground, kept it alive and scores.
Big back, 6 feet 212, was at Baylor. Did this last year with the Las Vegas Vipers. This is what strength looks like, power. Sometimes you got to be more physical than the other one. Stays on his feet, gets in the end zone.
And this set it all up. Darius Phillips said he saw the out, jumped on it, undercut it, and 89 yards later, a massive momentum swing. Wade Phillips is loving it. And the sounds from the touchdown run for Garbers.
Touchdown, bitches! Touchdown! Let's go! Let's go!
lineup wants to see what he did on this last play. I got A.J. Smith, offensive coordinator. Take me through what this motion does for you on the draw play to be able to score.
Anytime you motion, if you're motioning with the purpose, we want to affect the inside linebacker, the safety, in the corner. And we're running a little go, quick out. If 39 stays in, we throw that out. So now that motion's influencing everybody to get us a 4-1. Now, again, this defensive coordinator, big cover 2 guy. So if we get 4-1 with Chase, who's an athlete, he saw it, they widened, he took it, we scored.
It's a nice job by your left guard, 66 there.
Absolutely. Our O-line played their butt off right there.
Thanks, AJ.
No.
So again, iPads on the sidelines with live video, which you can only look at still photos in the NFL. Another one of the innovations that you have here in the United Football League.
And the conversations with the coordinators. We heard exactly why A.J. Smith called that play. And you saw it on film. You saw the inside linebacker start to widen out because of that motion. And all of a sudden, if it would have been there, he would have thrown it. But no, we had the option to run it. Chase Garbers, even his athleticism is being used in this system.
All right, so here we go. It's a 15-point game now after it looked like DC was a 2-point try away from perhaps tying this game. Will Reed's defense, Fred Keis's offense, and the defenders on the ropes at the Alamo Dome. Jordan Ta'amu is at quarterback, behind Puka Williams. Stormy, you've got your eye on this over-under.
Yeah, this is when people like me start feeling a little bead of sweat come down the forehead because we're 4 points away from reaching that total. A field goal won't do it. Not that they would do that in this situation anyways, but we need a score to get that over. And not that odds makers are perfect, but great example of how good and how sharp they can be in certain moments. We had the first game of the week. A missed field goal cost that over happening as well.
There is Ta'amu trying to throw it away as he was getting wrapped up by Tim Ward. No flag for grounding.
And you're seeing the benefit or the cost of not having your starting right tackle in the game. Gene DeLand's out of the game. Tim Ward, he's really the third pass rusher, but he's a dominant player.
Okay, so there's no, let's just make sure there's no receiver in the area. Yeah.
The ball we placed in the spot of the
He called grounding. Okay. So there's no receiver in the area.
It's third down.
The closest receiver is about 10 yards away.
And in the middle of the field, but in line with this, right here.
So they're going to go from the 23. Yeah, 23 is a good spot. 23 is a good spot.
Somebody's mic's on, Brian. Mic's on, Brian.
So this will be third down.
You need good teammates to tell you when your microphone's open, by the way. Third down and 21 after it was intentional grounding on Ta'amu. Four-man rush. Ta'amu blown signals there with his wideout Brandon Smith, who came back to it, and now it's fourth down and long.
And part of what we're seeing, you're seeing the pass rush. So the starting left tackle, DeMarcus Hayes, moved over to the right side to take over for DeLance. And so all of a sudden, you've got a guy who's been playing left tackle this entire camp, now is playing right tackle. That's a huge difference. That's why you're seeing some of the pressure more on this series.
Again, if you're just joining us, Gene DeLance got ejected for spitting on Delonte Scott. Flag here on the punt from Paxton Brooks.
K-ball.
Not all 11 players were sent by this guy. Offense, 5-yard penalty. It's still fourth down.
Again, if you're wondering about these officials as well, a lot of the XFL and USFL officials last year have since moved on to the NFL. Brian Banks is a Big Ten referee, was a part of the crew that did the Texas-Washington college football playoff game this past season. So these are really good officials.
And part of the benefit of this league, not just players going to the NFL that we've talked about, it's referees. As you mentioned, there have been multiple referees that have gone to the NFL. One thing to keep your eye on as well, clock is still ticking.
Inside of 6 to go, Brooks gets it away. And Marquez Stevenson takes it out to the 45. The buzz continues to grow in this inaugural season of the UFL. Week 2 looks like this next Saturday. The Brahmas and the Showboats at noon here on ESPN. Then ABC at 8 Eastern, the Battlehawks and the Renegades. Sunday, Stallions, Panthers here on ESPN. Then Defenders and Roughnecks on Fox. 8 teams in this United Football League that launched with the first couple of games yesterday in the UFL. More than 13,000 here at the Alamo Dome on this Easter Sunday here today. With Sam Acho, I'm Mike Monaco upstairs, Stormy Bonantoni and Cole Kublik down on the field. Anthony McFarland probes through the middle of the line. He gets 3 yards before he's met by Reggie Northrup, the linebacker and former Seminole of Florida State.
See, they're still chippy. But one thing, chippiness aside, in this league, 35-second play clock, it starts to run on running plays immediately. On a passing play, let's say the ball goes out of bounds, it gets spotted, but it still runs. And so notice it's going to be a muddle huddle. They'll take longer at the line of scrimmage for the offense. Defense has to be aware. We've got 2 timeouts. Let's use them wisely and try to get the ball.
As we go inside of 5 to go. Play clock winding down on Chase Garbers. And that should be a pre-snap penalty. It looked like on the Brahmas. McFarland gets it to the edge. We now have 3 flags that have been thrown. Michael Joseph pushes out McFarland.
Okay, we got 2 men moving. It's an illegal shift.
All of the markers.
First foul's an illegal shift, right, Brian? To sync BP.
An offensive hold.
Result of the play is over here at 31.
Okay, it's an illegal shift, number 1. We got 2 men moving, but prior to the snap. 2 players moving prior to the snap. We're going to see what this foul is on the outside. Could be a hold on 13.
Shift, and then we had the holding, okay? So where's the holding? Previous spot?
The 49.
A yard
the
down
hold
field?
is the minus 49.
The hold's the minus 49. It's 49. Okay, so we would take minus 49, we're going to 39. We're going to take the hold.
We're going to take the hold,
okay, well,
correct. That's the better option for the defense.
Okay. There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal shift, offense. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 13, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's still 2nd down.
If you're San Antonio, you don't want to get too sloppy here with still 4:41 to go.
And the reason why is that if DC gets the ball back and scores, there's an option not to kick an onside kick. Yes, you can if you want. You can actually go for a 4th and 12 play. You can get the ball back after you score if you're down in the 4th quarter and go for a 4th and 12 from the 28-yard line. If you get it, you keep on playing. So this game could change in an instant.
Yeah, and that's the idea behind that rule in this league, is so that you never feel like you're totally out of it. And that would be a make-it-take-it type scenario should DC get it back, score, and want another crack at it.
So that's for, and that play would be from your own 28-yard line. So it plays like a normal play. If you get a first down, keep on playing. If they intercept it, it's their ball.
Meantime, 2nd down and long for San Antonio, trying to run some clock. Lovett escapes again, and he finds more yardage. 7 for John Lovett. So again, this is football by and large the same way you know it in the NFL or in college football, but some notable differences. And the one that you're talking about is right there in the middle. Make it, take it, instead of an onside kick, which last year in the NFL only had a 5% success rate.
Correct. You can always do an onside kick. You have to declare it to the referees. But this make it, take it can only happen in the 4th quarter when you're down after a score. You make it, you keep on going. You get the ball from the 28-yard line, you make it to the 40, you keep on going. If not, other team's ball.
And last year, 40% success rate on it in the XFL. Brahmas on 3rd down, incomplete to McFarland. So now it's 4th down. Clock stops with 3:33 to go. And are you surprised they threw it?
A little surprised that they threw it, but once the ball gets spotted, the clock will continue to run. Just you lose a few seconds.
Yep.
So I'm not upset with that call. But I'm very aware of these punt rules in the UFL. So no offensive player on the punt team can go downfield. Returners are of huge value. You can't go downfield till the ball is punted. And so this could be, we talk about changing a field position, could be a huge play for Puka Williams, the returner.
Getting it from Brad Wing of NFL fame and from LSU. Williams at his 5, inside of 3 minutes to go, and good punt coverage by San Antonio. Rex Sonohara, the long snapper, got to him.
Shout out to Rex, long snapper, but even more, let's go to the San Antonio Brahmas defense. You see pressures, you see sacks, you see bull rushes, you see Wyatt Ray, you see Delonte Scott getting the ball, interceptions. I mean, this defense is outstanding. It was part of the strength of their team last year. That's Darius Phillips, went 90 yards. But Wade Phillips is the architect, really, of this defense. He wants one-on-ones. He wants pressure. 4 sacks, 4 TFLs, see that interception. This defense really the game changer in this game.
The 76-year-old Wade Phillips, who the first time he served as an NFL head coach, his running back was Earl Campbell. Here we are in 2024. Jordan Ta'amu to the sideline, has a completion to Ty Scott. Inside of 3 minutes to go, defenders down 15.
Correct, and there will be a 2-minute warning, and once that 2-minute warning happens, anything inside of that 2-minute warning, the clock will stop like the college rules after a first down, and then it'll run again.
So it runs here to 2.5 minutes. Jordan Ta'amu under some pressure again off that right side. Heads off to the sideline, and he tiptoes out of bounds and has a first down.
Bunch left. Get 11 in. 11.
We 11.
Bunch left. Quick Z out. Yellow, go switch. Yellow, go switch.
The multi-talented offensive coordinator, Fred Keiss, has been a high-level OC as far back as 1992 at Morgan State. Worked under Reggie Barlow, the DC head coach at Alabama State in the college game as well. Ta'amu pumps, pulled it down, and a wobbler falls shy of Chris Rowland. We hit the 2-minute warning at the Alamo Dome. Does DC have a comeback in him? Still to come here on ESPN in the UFL. Case Cookus and the Memphis Showboats against the Houston Roughnecks. And Jarrett Garantano, might remember him from his college football days, both with Washington State and in the SEC as well. We will get you to Houston as soon as we're done here. Chase Garbers in his first career professional start. Former Cal Golden Bear. His Brahmas have the lead on Jordan Ta'amu and DC. Inside at 2 to go. Ta'amu checks it down and incomplete to Cam Harris.
Sometimes when you're a quarterback and you start feeling all this pressure from defenders, especially pass rush, it's like you hear footsteps. It's like, oh man, where do I go? You can't step up in the pocket because pressure on the inside. You can't escape because pressure on the outside. That's something you have to get calmed down, especially at this critical junction in the game.
A DC team that went 9-1 last year in the XFL, but top running back Abram Smith tore his ACL a couple of weeks ago. And the best wide receivers from the defenders now in the NFL. 3rd down and 10. Ta'amu. Smith on a comeback and has enough for a first down. Tease Tabor on the stop. 1:44 to go as they momentarily stop the clock.
Looks like Tease might be down.
And Tabor's slow to get up.
Don't stop the clock. Tease, get off the
Timeout
field.
for an injured defensive player. As we are under 2 minutes, San Antonio will be in charge with the timeout. That is their second of the half.
So you heard Wade Phillips there. He just wanted Tease Tabor to get to the sideline. Instead, the Brahmas get tagged with the timeout, and the clock stops for DC in comeback mode.
He's thinking of the strategic part of the game. He knows the clock will stop, but then it'll start again. So if you're that close to the sideline, he's saying, Tease, you're 5 yards away. If there is an injury, just get off the field in order not to have the offense give them that extra advantage of a timeout and a stop clock.
Split time. They're going to go trips right here.
Forever. If it ain't there, you can always take your check downs. Trips right, red, Tucson.
Fred Keiss calls in the play to his quarterback, Jordan Ta'amu. Again, remember the overs still in play here as well. Over under at 42.5. We're at 39. 1:44 left. Four-man rush against Ta'amu. He rolls to his right, directs, uncorks, downfield for Roland and incomplete. Batted away by A.J. Hendy, the starting safety, and the old man of the group.
You hear Fred Kice talking, saying, hey, I know we're going to go deep, but you don't have to hold it because we don't want to take a sack. We know those rushers are coming.
How about Sean Tyson standing in, taking a hit? Look, you come out of preseason, you got to be ready for live bullets flying, live tackling here in week 1. Ta'amu on the rollout, on second down, and there's just nothing there again.
Well, the defense, they know it's obvious pass situation. You can play with 2 high safeties. You know they have to, it really helps you as a defender say, hey, these are the routes they run on this situation, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, right? 3rd and 10. You know it's not going to be a short route. Pass rushers are creating more pressure. That's the pass rush, the front, and the coverage working together.
Yellow, go switch.
Shot's good to go. Live action, handles the hit. Just outside of 90 seconds remaining. Ta'amu's just 1 for his last 5. Now faces 3rd down. Can DC get points here and go for it? Ta'amu down the center of the field and incomplete. Too tall for Alex Ellis. 4th down, gotta go for it.
And you wonder if part of the reason Ta'amu may be off is maybe that injury.
Spread right, spread right. Yellow rocket, yellow rocket.
Got 2 men out there.
Spread right, yellow rocket. I'm on ready. Yeah,
spread right, yellow rocket, in a gotta-have-it moment for Jordan Ta'amu and the defenders. And yeah, to your point, he got hit hard by Bryce Thompson. Pop back up, came back into the game after just 2 plays. 4th down, pressure comes. Ta'amu unloads for Scott, and it's incomplete. Tees Tabor in coverage, and Wade Phillips and San Antonio can taste it here in week 1.
Huge play by Tabor, a man with NFL experience, man who was banged up a little bit before. Notice they're playing about 10 yards off. They know what's coming. You bring the pressure. Tabor's strong at the point of attack, gets the ball out from Scott.
Frustration for Jordan Ta'amu.
That's how we play defense.
And a jubilation on the other sideline. Tees Tabor says, that's how we do. Defense on one side, the Chase Garbers and the San Antonio offense on the other. Garber's a guy who learned from Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer in his time with the Raiders. Now here with the Brahmas. Let's listen to his day.
Let's go, D. I want a turnover. I want the ball back. Let's go! I got dinner at 8:30. Let's get this game over with.
Oh, so he's got Easter dinner in the works as well. For the former Cal quarterback who spent 5 years there, started 30-plus games, and in pro start number 1, leading the Brahmas to a week 1 win. A reminder, don't flip away. Memphis, Houston has started. We will get you there in moments. Wade Phillips still doing it, folks, in the UFL. He's got to win over DC in week 1. For Stormy Bonatoni, Cole Kublik down on the field. For Sam Acho upstairs, I'm Mike Monaco. And our entire crew behind the scenes doing the heavy lifting, led by Alex Farmartino and Chuck Ciccarello. Happy Easter Sunday. Folks, this is the UFL. It's glorious. We're just getting started. Let's get you to Houston in game 2 of our doubleheader.